will be arriving shortly. So
Cool. All right.
excited.
I just went live, so did it work?
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna exit out of the phone for a sec just to see if it's
Okay.
working.
Yes, we are trying new things. We got a lot of stuff coming up. We got the live stream tonight. We're watching One Cut of the Dead, so grab that where you want, streaming or whatever. I actually got the Steelbook Blu-ray. Super stoked for that. Got it on Amazon. So we're going to be watching that tonight, and we got more coming up. But first, next, let's welcome in our guests. What is happening, y'all? Oh my gosh, it's good to see you guys. What's
Oh, it's
happening?
great to see you as
Good
well.
to see you.
Can you turn up the volume a little bit, Eric?
Yeah.
We are live and going. We are streaming over on the YouTubes. How have you guys been?
Doing great. Love the shirt, by the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Josh has got his on too, so we had to show the support for sure.
Badass.
Yeah,
Much appreciated.
absolutely. It's been fun seeing you guys doing some of the behind the scenes stuff and posting about your Screamify situation, and excited to hear a little bit about that tonight. Hopefully, you can share a little bit of nuggets with us. That'd be great.
Absolutely. Would love to.
Okay.
Cool.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
sounds
Cool.
good.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's not gonna let. I think if I'm in the phone one, it's not gonna let me do it on the computer. So
Okay.
that's all right.
Did you check and see? So we're trying a new thing tonight. With Riverside, we can stream to multiple destinations. So we're trying to stream to the Movies That Make You and Papa Goss's channel.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so
Well,
we're,
we've
we're trying to
never
give that a
done it
shot.
before, so we're like, we're Google searching, and I was on there when it started, but then I closed the one on my phone, and then I went away. So I just joined again.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think it's okay.
Technical issues are the
Yeah.
Google is my technical assistant as well. Does a
Exactly.
pretty good job. But
Yeah. It's the PA, right? You know.
yeah, that I've been using ChatGPT too, which I found to be pretty it's like it seems like it's just a really powerful Google. So like, if I'm like I can't find something that's kind of esoteric, I could plug that in there and be like, okay, give me all the best Google answers for this thing. And that kind of redirects me wherever I need to go. It's also been extremely helpful for technical problems, like really weird, obscure technical problems that I used to spend like, I don't know, 3 hours diving through Reddit, like, holes and crannies that like three people have posted on like, 6 years ago, because there's a random problem with a random layer in Adobe After Effects that's interfering with a different layer. And it usually just comes down to I've clicked the wrong button somewhere along the way, and there's a or I hit the cap locks is on or something stupid like that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, cool. Well, we are trying to do this double stream. Just a quick plug, because we are doing a live stream in like 2 weeks. That's gonna end up being like 7 YouTubers all at once, and we're doing a prep for Texas Frightmare. That's coming in. They're all going to that Friday. So on that Tuesday, we're going to be trying to do a Texas Frightmare prep episode, with all these con
All
goers
the
and
channels.
all the channels. It's our first time trying to do that, so we wanted to kind of test out how does it work to stream to multiple destinations tonight. So fun
That's
stuff.
awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick.
I like the new terminology too. At least I haven't heard it before. A prepisode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of I kind of coined that
Spring
because
coined that.
I was talking about like we're preparing for a movie, and it's a prep episode, and I'm just, well, let's just throw it out there. So
This is so random, but it made me think that there should be, y'all should do an episode coming up where you talk about your favorite Johnny Depp movies, and it should be a Depp-isode.
whoa,
Man,
mind blown,
that is a good idea.
mind blown.
Because
That'd
I
be
would
tough.
like
Johnny
to.
Depp has so many good movies.
Yeah,
I know, right? And in the horror vein, Secret Window, From Hell. I mean, two
Mhm.
absolutely fantastic ones. The
Ninth Gate.
Gate.
Ninth Gate is also
Yeah.
that's horrifying. Sleepy Hollow is another
Sleepy
one that's
Hollow,
really good.
Sweeney Todd, which I know is a musical, but still, like, it's an epic story, and, Tim
Charlie and the
Burton.
Chocolate Factory.
That is
Oh wait, no, that
horrifying.
was just scary bad.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I
Yes.
mean, that could easily be a horror story.
Yeah, no, Tim Burton's version was definitely. I only watched it when it first came out, and I was like, "What is going on in this?" But I also like the original Willy Wonka. Is like
Yeah.
I grew up, watching that movie pretty religiously. So when that version came out, I was like, "This is not the Roald Dahl version that I remember." It was
Yeah.
fantastical, but it was a little trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Tim Burton one was, I mean, I love the sets, and obviously Tim Burton brings his own style to every movie he
Right.
does, which is super iconic. I remember I was watching it when I was a freshman in college in the dorm room, and I started writing my first ever like feature film script while having that movie on replay, just like a Bigfoot movie. I don't know if I got past like 60 pages at the time, but like that was at the time it seemed like a huge accomplishment.
Heck yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah, for
he
sure.
went I mean, I think Johnny Depp just went I think he made him go a little too weird instead of like because obviously like that's tough shoes to fill. Like Gene Wilder is so iconic in that role. But he
Mhm.
didn't have to, they didn't make him smile awkwardly and like have big veneers and like it was just so I was like, why are you going that route? Just have Johnny Depp be Johnny Depp. Like he doesn't have to be goofy. Like
Yeah.
I mean, that's
But
just
it
what Tim's vision was, I guess. So
Yeah, and Johnny's done a lot of work with Tim, and they have this kind
true.
of shorthand, and it's like they understand each other in a way that we can't, but whatever reason, that's what they were going for. But then you think about, like, other roles where he's been able to step out of that and I think Black Mass comes to mind, and you're just like,
Oh yeah.
"Whoa," like, he does still have it, right? He has those acting chops, and when he does a bunch of pirates, people kind of forget how good an actor he is because he's just playing these quirky characters, but he can play, killer characters also, no pun intended. But
You know, he was also in Tusk,
Oh
and
yeah, that's right.
and I
Yeah.
think he reprised that role for the what's the
Yoga
name? The one
hosers.
that stars his daughter and Kevin Smith's daughter.
Who's
Yoga hosers.
Yoga
Yoga
Hosers.
Hosers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
because Kevin
crazy.
Smith, he was trying to do a trilogy. I don't know if he ever got to do the third movie, but yeah, he did Tusk. I thought Tusk was pretty interesting. I mean, I like Justin Long a lot, so I thought
Mhm.
the makeup effects were incredible in that movie. Like
Oh
his
yeah, no.
Right.
transformation was so realistic. I was like, man, this is really good.
Yeah, and Justin Long is fantastic. I mean, Jeepers Creepers is like
Yeah.
Mhm.
one of my favorite horror movies, and like absolutely terrified me as a kid.
Oh yeah.
And in a very similar way, Tusk kind of brings back a lot of that same like kind of trapped in, obviously an unstoppable entity in a lot of ways, with the same Justin Long esque, shifted slightly. Obviously, he comes in with a lot more attitude and charisma because of like his, streaming personality and kind of where he is in the world. But it sits
Mhm.
him in a very similar situation, which I like. I think he does a fantastic job in everything he's in. But those two movies specifically, I think, are great.
Yeah, I even like a
Absolutely.
lot of his like one of my favorite rom-coms ever was Going the Distance with Drew Barrymore,
Yes.
Justin Long, and Charlie Day and Jason Sudeikis. That movie is so good. And there's a real band. There's a band in that movie that I love. And I got to meet them in Denver a while back. They're called Boxer Rebellion. And
Oh, cool.
that's
Nice.
the band that in the movie Justin Long's like trying to sign that. He's like, I wish I could sign somebody like this. And then the end of the movie, he like takes them on as his client or whatever. But I met them in Denver and I had him sign this big I was like, the first time I saw you guys was in Going the Distance. I love that movie. And they were like, that is a fun movie, isn't it? I was like, "Yeah, you guys are." Oh, and they're also really good live, but yeah, that movie makes me think of that band all the time too. So
Absolutely.
And now that you said that, it reminds me of another Justin Long role, and it's I think Mark and Mindy make a porno,
oh
and Justin
yeah,
Long,
Zach
Yeah,
and Miri.
gay
Jack
porn
and Mary.
star who comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zach and Miri, yeah.
Yeah.
They,
Zach.
oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
yeah. He's actually, like, out of all his roles, I think he said in an interview once he gets people come up to him the most for that extra like, he wasn't even in the movie that long, but he's so funny in that role, and Brandon Routh is his, like, boyfriend in that scene,
Yeah,
and then
that's amazing.
what's her name? Elizabeth, Banks.
Thanks.
She's
Mhm.
yeah, she's like she had a huge crush in high school, and at the reunion, she's like, "I'm gonna go for it." And then Seth Rogen meets Justin Long first, and he's like, "Oh," he's like, "So what do you mean? Like, what's the movie that he references? He says, I'm into all male casts." And
That's
Seth
right.
Rogen says, he's like, "What you mean, like Glengarry Glen Ross?" Yeah, then Justin has that ridiculous,
Yeah.
inappropriate line, but yeah, it's so and just
Yeah.
he changes his voice too. He has like he makes his voice all
Talks
deep
really
in that.
low. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
I
He
won't say what he said, but
he
yeah.
stole he stole the show in that movie. Like
Yeah.
Justin Long in that movie, and then there's another small role in that movie that was really funny. I think I want to say it's the bigger guy from uh what's it called? Oh my gosh, Spring, the movie that you and I love, the horror comedy, Tucker and Dale versus
Oh,
Evil.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the heftier, Tyler, I forget his last name, but the heftier guy from that movie. He's like a drunk guy, and he comes in the coffee shop while they're like shooting a porn one night, and he went to the Steelers game or whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger, yeah." But there's like two naked people just on the thing. Yeah, he has a funny so, like, all these small bit parts were funnier than the entire movie, but it's
Mhm.
good stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that new Seth Rogen show on Apple
The
TV,
studio.
The
Oh,
Studio.
yeah.
Good.
It was really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I can't wait for the
I
next season.
I wanna watch it. It's on the list. I haven't
Yeah, I
started
haven't
it
seen it
yet,
yet
but
either, but my brother watches it, and he loves it. He's like, "I can't believe how good this show." He's like, "Seth
that's
Rogen
awesome.
has just" I mean, he's always done good in stuff he's done, but, like, I think his last 10 years of his career, he's produced, he's written,
Mhm.
directed some stuff. Him and Bill Hader actually both. Like, Bill Hader's another person who I'm just like, "Is there anything you can't do? Like,
Yeah.
you're so
Yeah, they're both
talented."
great. I think Seth Rogen got his start in Donnie Darko.
I
Like
think
that
you're
was
Oh,
right.
wow.
Yeah.
first
And
roles.
he's actually you can't unless you go back and rewatch and look real closely, he's the cameraman in the first Anchorman,
Oh,
with, when, Christina Applegate is doing the news for the cat modeling show or whatever. Seth Rogen's the cameraman that's like laughing. He's got like one eye on the thing. But back then
Wow.
he wasn't
I'm
at I
gonna have
mean
to go back and watch
I
that.
think he'd been in Freaks and Geeks already, but like
Mhm.
he
Yeah.
hadn't really like not definitely it wasn't like a starring actor or anything like that. So
That's
Well, he
it's
was
fun
in
amazing.
to go back and
40-Year-Old
watch.
Virgin too. He
Yeah.
played like one of the workers at Best Buy who goes in for the
Yeah,
waxing.
they did like the knockoff Circuit City or whatever.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, yeah, back then, like, yeah, it was all about Steve Carell, right? He was just a side character, but yeah, his career has really spanned the gambit of like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
you know, I guess climbing. If I usually don't think of Hollywood as having a ladder, right? It's like you don't notice people, and then all of a sudden they're up here. But if I
Mhm.
think if you look at everyone's career, there usually is a very practice set of things that you kind of go one to the next, to the next, to the next, unless you're Brad Pitt, and then
Yeah.
Right.
you do
And then
Yeah.
Thelma
the
Louise, and boom, you're a
The
sex
yeah,
rest
symbol
is
icon
history.
for the world.
for
Brad
real,
Pitt,
for real.
he's so I used to live in Springfield, Missouri, and that's where Brad Pitt like he was born in Oklahoma, Shawnee, Oklahoma. But his family moved to Missouri when he was like almost about to start high school, and he came to town. He was dating Jennifer Aniston at the time, and they used to come to town to little Springfield, Missouri, all the time because his brother was like a tech guy, and his brother lived like right up the street from us. He had this like gated neighborhood, and he did a movie premiere. It came to town. We had this tiny little theater, and he did a movie premiere for Meet Joe Black, where he's like an angel or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
Such a good movie.
and then it was really funny. So my dad at the time, he was working for MCI, which isn't a company anymore.
I remember that company though.
Yeah, my dad was like he like ran a branch in Springfield, Missouri, so he was like a big shot there. And one of his coworker friends, their wife went to high school in Springfield with Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt asked her
Wow.
out, and she turned him down. And then
Oh my
flash
goodness.
flash forward to the Meet Joe Black premiere, the newspaper came out, and we went to their house. This couple that I'm talking about, we went to their house they had kids, and my brother and I played. They had like a party, and they were talking about it in the kitchen. And she had the newspaper from the Meet Joe Black thing, and she went down there, and like she's like right behind Brad Pitt on the front page of the Springfield newspaper. But she was like, she's like, yeah, I didn't know he was Brad Pitt at the
Yeah,
time. He was just nerdy Brad Pitt at the high school I went to, Kickapoo
that's
High School.
amazing.
That's where he went to high school, because that's where I was gonna go, and then we moved out of Springfield, so I almost went to the same high school as Brad Pitt, but
Had you not moved, you could have been the next Brad Pitt.
Papa
Yep.
Pitt.
yeah,
Papa Pitt.
he thinks he should be me, is what it is.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
No, I wish I mean, Brad Pitt is an anomaly. That guy's
yeah.
he's looked the same for 30 years. I don't
And
think
he's
he's
a
ever gonna
phenomenal
change.
actor that's had so many good movies.
Oh
So,
yeah, he's just
so
so.
many.
I mean,
So
he
many.
he takes every role. I hear he's really like. I've never heard people that have worked on movies with him speak ill of him.
Right.
I know he's real serious, but he's also like he likes to have fun and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
he's
heard
good.
some stories from like in interviews when they talk about like Quentin Tarantino and him talking about a script. He went to like Brad Pitt's vineyard or something, and I think they finished like 6
Yeah.
bottles of wine or something.
Yeah, that was for Inglorious Bastards. Before
Yeah.
he,
Nice.
yeah, Quentin tells that story. He's like, yeah, we just got super trashed, and then I was trying to show him this. I think he signed up on accident. I think I don't think Brad they hadn't even finished talking about the whole script, and they got too drunk. But then he was like,
He
that
signed
night, he's
anyway.
like, I'll do it. I'll do the movie. And so then he was in Inglorious Bastards. So
There you
I
go.
mean,
Right.
although who would say no to Quentin Tarantino?
oh,
It's like
absolutely.
Seriously.
like he's the guy.
Well,
My mom-
especially that
Maybe
film,
Paul
like,
Dano.
yeah, Paul
Oh,
Dano.
true.
Maybe Paul Dano now. Yeah. You know
My
what
mom
though?
is from East Tennessee, and when Inglorious
Mhm.
Bastards came out, she was talking nonstop about how perfect his accent is. She was like, it's not an easy accent to completely nail, and he just absolutely killed it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Brad Pitt.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Inglorious Bastards.
Gorlami. Gorlami.
Italian.
I think that's one of
Second
my
best Italian.
that's probably one of the Quentin movies I've probably seen the most, just because it's so good. Like the
Yeah.
opening monologue, it's really long, but it's
Yeah.
serious, but it's funny. When they start pulling out those pipes one by one, and like what's his name? Hans
Eli Roth?
Landa, Christoph Waltz, when he pulls
Oh.
his big he's like, do you mind if I smoke as well? And he pulls that huge pipe out. And it's such a serious scene, and you're like, oh my, you're so tense, but like he
Mhm.
just is so good. And then that Fassbender scene, the
Oh,
bar
the
scene.
cellar.
Oh, I could watch. That's one of my favorite scenes in cinema, because it's like you're stressed
Mhm.
out. You're like, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna get found out? And then like it's such a long scene too, and the build up in it is so good.
It's
And then
even
that,
better upon rewatch. Now
yeah,
that you know,
Mhm.
like the moment where it just
yeah.
all like it goes to shit, right?
Well,
Right.
because
Yeah.
what's her face is really talented too. Diane Kruger.
Kruger. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she's
So
really good in that scene specifically. But But
And
yeah,
it's
even
fun.
like the movie theater scene at the end.
She
Yeah, to
broke
kind
her
of see
legs
him. Oh, go ahead. What?
I think she was mountain climbing.
mountain climbing rather.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that, like, he tested out the idea of kind of having this uh fictional ending to this kind of very like real story, and then kind of switched the ending, and then he went on to do that same thing in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he's like
Yeah.
playing with history and giving the audience what we want to happen in this movie.
Right.
This is what we want to see happen. We don't want to see how it really ended up in real life. And so it's just it's a cool vibe that he kind of set up with, I think, with those two movies in
Yeah.
particular, where he's tackling some real history and then giving us this kind of fantasy ending to make us feel like the movie got a happy ending, even though we know it ended poorly. But
Well, and then there's
Cathartic violence.
what'd you say?
mhm,
Cathartic violence.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of them have said that there's a bar in Germany that they just found it by chance when they were filming there, and it's all Quentin Tarantino themed, but they only own like one. They have like a projector in there, and they try to play his movies, but I think they only have like 2 copies of his movies. I think it's like death proof and like one because they just don't have the capability to get the other ones to project them. But they went in there and it's like there's like Quentin posters and all that. So they would go there after they'd film, and like all the German people would just kind of like they didn't act like fanatics, but they would just
mhm,
like stare at them. They're like I think they didn't even I think Quentin said they didn't even realize who it was the first time he walked in. They just were like, "Hey, you want a drink?" And it's
yeah,
the guy that your bar is themed after, and he's got a very distinct look. I feel like you guys would know who that is, but
yeah.
He
But
was
you just can't.
experiencing a Stanley Kubrick moment
yeah,
of
Yeah,
anonymous.
yeah.
yeah. Speaking
I
of,
love that
oh yeah,
movie.
yeah,
No, I just was gonna say I love Inglourious Basterds. That's one of my favorite movies.
that's great. Now you said anonymous, and I thought of something else, that it was autonomous, which I think is something that you guys are
Oh,
working on, right? So share a
Ooh.
little bit about what you got going on.
That's so funny because the moment he said anonymous, my brain also went to autonomous because that's just been our life for
yeah.
like
I meant to say anonymity, but I'm been thinking about autonomous so much. I just said
I
anonymous,
was
which is
like
not the correct way to say what I said there. But I was hoping that no one caught off on it. But now we've turned it into a great segue.
perfect. So yeah,
Yeah.
Autonomous is a micro horror and it's shot vertically and it's going to be a new series on Screamify. We were lucky enough that Screamify actually had contacted us as Big Squid, big fans obviously of our work with ZombieCon Volume 1 because they have that on the platform. And we had some really great meetings with them. And this is their script, but they brought us on to produce it, Kyle direct, edit it, me to star in it, and it has been a whirlwind. We are super close to delivering the final, I think, 3 episodes? There's 20 episodes that we made. They're
Oh
micros.
wow.
They're like a
Yeah.
minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes each.
Yeah, most are about a minute runtime, a little under, and then
Mhm.
1 or 2 episodes, the action really gets going, and they go bump up to like 2 minutes. But it's definitely in the micro drama vertical format. It's got a little bit of horror, a little bit of heart,
So
a little bit of action.
it follows, we can say now because there's so many promos out, it follows a couple, and I'm obviously one of the couple, and they're having a terrible argument in the back of a Gomo, which is in this universe the autonomous car, on their ride home from a dinner that went south, and they're distracted, they're not paying attention to the road, to the route, they're arguing with each other, so you get that like vertical drama, the relationship drama, like how all vertical series are, the drama is like up to 29 on a scale of like 1 to 5, it's like out of the atmosphere, but this is really grounded, I like to think, as well. So it's dramatic, but it's grounded, and we're having our argument, we're not paying attention, all of a sudden we start noticing we're going the wrong way, the app is glitching, the car stalls, there's some kind of mysterious something that is coming for us, and I'll leave it there. But
Yeah.
it's, yeah, like Kyle said, it's got drama, it's horror, there's a lot of suspense, it's a lot more of the psychological and suspense, but I think it's going to be awesome.
And I will say, and I haven't said this before, I don't think I'm preaching anything here, but I will say our monster, which I won't discuss anything else about. I did get a fantastic actor to play that monster, and the guy is like 7 feet tall. So
Quite
Polly
Wow.
Shore.
giant.
it is
That's
Pauly Shore. He
awesome.
actually was on my shoulder. So you've got me.
Not the weasel.
I feel like a child standing next to him. It's like, how's it going up there?
Oh yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
he's like 7 feet tall, and somehow, because a lot of really tall people are also very thin, right? They're usually like thinner arms, thinner builds, just because it's so hard to put on that much muscle. Same reason why professional bodybuilders are usually sub 6 foot, because it's hard to pack out a frame. I don't know how this guy has got like my size shoulders on a 7 foot tall body, so the proportions are totally correct. But it's
Wow.
just like a wall of a human being that you're like,
Dang.
hi, how are you? And we had him in the costume. And I'm like, oh, this is terrifying, because we're out
That's
at a road in
awesome.
the middle of nowhere. Actually, we shot on, we closed down the same road that they closed down for Walking Dead. For like all of the
Oh,
shots, you see them
awesome.
walking on a 2-lane road.
Yeah.
Like this is the Walking Dead road, because it's got woods on either side. It's a perfect road for this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're out there, it's already dark. Obviously, you've got the film lights on, but it's still, you got smoke blowing everywhere. He's in the creature get up, and kind of like watching your back as you walk away from him. He's the
Yeah.
nicest guy in the world, but still terrifying.
That was an awesome shoot too. Going out to it was like shooting on hallowed ground.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I
Very,
bet.
very
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if you guys. I figured you shot in Atlanta or near
Mhm.
Atlanta, so
in
that's
Atlanta,
cool.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shot
And
in
did I see
Atlanta. Yep.
did I see some shots in a garage, in like your own garage too, like in some of the behind the scenes stuff? I figured you shot ZombieCon in your own apartment. I figured that was your own garage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. You got to keep costs down, and we're
Yeah.
poor man's process for some of it, because the Waymos, which we're kind of spoofing here with our Gomo car, we did shoot in an actual Waymo, but they're hard to get in Atlanta. There's not a registered app for the city yet, so you have to get them through Uber. So I think there were a couple shoot days where we burnt like 6 hours
Oh my
just
God.
trying to
Mm.
call
Oh
and
wow.
get a Waymo to come. And we did eventually, after some more investigation on my part and repositioning. And
You need to dig into this a little bit longer.
her dad and I actually went Waymo hunting on more than one occasion. And we were like, I felt like I was the guy from Moby Dick, and this was my great white whale. And so
Yeah.
Captain Ahab just following these Waymos through Atlanta. I don't know what the people driving in the Waymos thought if they saw our car kind of like darting through traffic. And as soon as
Yeah.
they drop people off, I'd be like trying to call them and get them to come over. And one time it was about to pick someone up, and her dad's like, Kyle, just pay the guy to take the Waymo. He's gonna let me do that.
Okay, so picture this. We've got in like a black SUV, and we're like idling on the side at probably like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night in the middle of Buckhead, Atlanta. And we've got our sound guy in the front. He's got all of his gear hooked up and ready to go. In the driver might be a PA. In the back is like our AC, and he's again got all of his equipment ready to go. Our two actors and Kyle, and everyone but me has their Uber app out.
And I've also got the Alexa 35
ready to go,
sitting on my lap, which is when it's kitted out is not like an easy thing to hold for a couple hour period.
And everyone is sitting there ordering ride after ride and canceling the moment that it appears, and it's not a Waymo. And it was so bad that after like a couple hours, we started just making songs like we were camping out. It was like waiting on a Waymo.
Well, and it was also a winter storm advisory for the first couple days, and we think that's why we had trouble getting them for those days, because it was so cold outside that when we were able to, we had a rented car that was the same model as a Waymo, obviously without the gear. So I thought, worst case scenario, let me get some footage of this, picking up our actors. Maybe we can use it. We ended up not needing to, because we actually got the real thing. But, I'm always thinking worst case scenario, we're here, everyone's set. And we got out there, and we were filming for maybe 3 or 4 minutes. and I had to actually wrap it because I could not feel my fingers, and I had heavy gloves
Wow.
on and everything, and I have never actually not been able to feel my like I'm used to being cold. I grew up in New Jersey. I've I've skied, I've snowboarded, I've spent a lot. I've got pushed off a chairlift once. Like
Oh my
I've been in
god.
the snow before. So, but this was a new level of cold that I had never experienced, and I had to actually wrap the night. And we were probably at 2 a.m. at that point, so we're pretty
Mm.
much done anyway. But yeah, it was all filmmaking.
It was a heck
Little
of a
part
shoot.
exciting, harrowing. If it's an adventure, it's always like boarding a vessel to a new land whenever you start any filmmaking process. There's always going to be a million things that go wrong, and you're just kind of hoping that the things that go right turn into the quote unquote magic, and luckily they usually do.
For the
Yeah.
wood scene, I was like, it was, I think, the night after that, so it's part of the same storm.
Yeah, same
And
storm. We had her outside in a dress
in a spaghetti strap dress,
with no
Oh
barefoot.
no.
shoes, running through the woods. And now seeing that same wooded area, like as spring and summer is kind of getting closer, and the amount of bugs out there, I'm happy. It was a winter storm
Yeah.
advisory, and every
It's
single
true.
living thing out there
Oh,
was like buried deep in the ground because it's more horrifying now than it was then.
Yeah.
we actually had to wrap. Yeah, we were wrapping up that shoot, and all of a sudden we start hearing coyotes. I was like, "That's a coyote." All right, everyone, we're getting on the other side of the fence. We need
Yeah.
to move.
There's a pack of coyotes that run through this neighborhood, and so I was like, do not want to tangle with them.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
don't know what the gun laws are in Georgia, but we didn't have any, so we would have been screwed either way.
And then
For
we're like
sure.
standing there waiting. I have to now spitball into this. We're standing there waiting. It's in the dark. It's pitch black. It's a little bit creepy out there. And I start hearing something, and I say to my friend, the sound guy, Mr. Tolson, I'm like, Chad, like this is creepy. I feel like I hear someone out there. I feel like I see someone. He's like, no, like you do. I see someone too. Hold on, like shh. And we all kind of get quiet, and a light is getting closer, and there's like walking, and there was a dude that just started coming towards us.
He saw
Oh
the
my
big film
gosh.
lights,
It ended
and
up,
he's like, "I want to make sure construction's not happening over here." I'm like, "You scared the
he
crap out
came
of
out
me."
of nowhere. It was so creepy.
Yeah, he just emerged from like a big bush, like parted the leaves
Mhm.
with his
Yeah.
flashlight. He was like, "Hey!" I was like, "Oh, oh."
What are you kids
Have
doing
y'all
back here?
have y'all ever seen This Is the End?
Yes.
You know the
Yes.
scene where I think
Yeah.
it's Craig Robinson like comes down, it's like a big shadow, and he's
Yeah.
like, it's all scary, and then he comes and he's just like in a
He's
big
like got a blanket in his
Yeah, that's like
boxers.
what the
Yeah.
guy was like. You were like, and then he shows
He's
up
like,
like
I
this
can't
random
sleep.
dude.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's
We
amazing.
we have a lot of stories from Autonomous. It was
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a very exciting project. We just kind of submitted it, and so I think they're testing a few episodes right now in the app. I don't think that they're live yet, but
Okay.
it's definitely, I don't know. Obviously,
he
I'm partial,
he
Yeah.
but
couldn't help
I think it's
himself. He
great.
shot this like it was a feature film in
Oh yeah,
terms of quality and lighting.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it looks
Awesome.
really, really beautiful. It's
That's
it's
awesome.
also
Yeah, we can't wait.
it was a fun challenge to find angles inside a car because a lot of it takes place in this autonomous vehicle, and trying to find all the different angles that you could shoot at. It was because I didn't want to make it standard,
Mhm.
just like you normally see car driving shots. It's level at the people. It's from one specific angle. They're usually not in the car very long. They're going from point A to point B.
Yeah.
So tried to really vary it up and give the audience something that would be visually stimulating while simultaneously being invisible and seamless and
Yeah.
kind of make sense with the plot. So
Nice.
That's awesome, man. Well, we
And
can't
for
wait.
the audience too, Streamify, you can actually watch ZombieCon Volume 1 on there now as well.
Hey, and they just added,
Yes.
yeah, a horror buddy, which is something new they've coined, where they have for ours, it's a woman named Audrey Nightmare, I think. I'll have to double check that, but she's awesome. Anyway,
Okay.
they film her watching our movie, and then they put her
Okay.
like, right here in the corner of the screen, so you
Oh,
can
that's
choose to
really
watch it.
cool.
And so that you don't have to watch a horror movie alone. You can have like while you're
That's
watching the movie.
really neat.
It's
I
so
like
smart.
that.
They have now 3, I think, films on there. Ours is one of them where you can watch that. And I think that that's such a brilliant idea. I've
Yeah,
never
that's
heard
really
of any
cool.
other app doing that or anyone. And I think they want to do it
Mhm.
for more films too. So, Horror Buddy, definitely check it
Yeah,
out.
that's really
Nothing
That's
about
cool.
one.
great.
It's even more fun now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I can't wait. I've been watching all the stuff you guys have been posting and Streamify's been posting. It's really exciting. So
Yeah. and we met you guys because of your work on ZombieCon Volume One and
Hi,
zombies.
puppers.
You've been on our episode. We did a prep episode for 28 Years Later, and we talked about your favorite zombie films. And one of those films that you guys brought up was this one called One Cut of the Dead. And so that's what kind of inspired us to, hey, let's put it on the books and let's get you guys back and do a live watch of the movie, and just kind of as we're watching, we're just chatting, like we're sitting on the couch together and just hanging out as we're watching this film. But before we jump into the movie, like, share a little bit about what made this movie stand out and it means, why it's impacted you guys the way that it has.
So I found this movie because my dad recommended it. He found it like probably a couple, I don't know, maybe a year or two after it came out in Japan. Had heard the news about it. We were in post production on ZombieCon, and he had said, "You got to check out this film, right? It's a lower budget zombie movie. It's supposed to be really good." He watched it. He loved it. He wouldn't tell me anything about it for obvious reasons and the twists involved. And I kind of was, all right, yeah, I'll get to it, but I've got to finish the thing I'm working on first. And I've just, was in total workaholic zone. And it was like a year before I really took any time to do anything for myself. And he had sent me the DVD at about that same time. And he's like, look, watch it. Just trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's got all this build up. And usually when people build up movies, I'm like, and I think I steered you guys wrong with the newest Avatar movie. I shouldn't have built it up at all. I should have been like, no, it's terrible. I think when you build things up, it's
Double-edged sword.
it's hard to like live up to that expectation because you build it up in your mind as being this, perfect movie or something, and nothing is ever perfect. But I started watching it, and at first I'm like, well, this is, whatever it is. It's not nothing. Like, I'm working on something. And then the twist happens. You're like, holy shit, this is really good and really smart. And I absolutely love what's happening here. And
Nice.
so it was the like kind of year-long period leading up to the watch. And then the
Mm-hmm.
experience of kind of going through the roller coaster of emotions. And then for the first time in a long time in the post-production of ZombieCon, letting all of the quote unquote filmmaker in me fall away and just enjoy a film. And that,
Mm-hmm.
at the time, which is that was how I grew up watching films. I never disliked any film. And then you start making movies, and then you're in your own head, your ego's involved. And since then, I've been able to banish this part of me because I'm a movie lover first and foremost. But this was like the movie that broke that spell and allowed me to like just enjoy cinema again for what cinema is. So it holds a very special place in the pantheon of films that I've accumulated in my mental stores.
Yeah, and I was right there with them. So my story is very similar, but I will say watching it and with the twist, it just felt like such a breath of fresh air, and it felt so fun and so unique. And I felt, especially since we were making our zombie movie at the time, it felt like there was such a kinsmanship there. Like
Yeah,
I really felt like I knew them.
Yeah.
It
that's
was
awesome.
really wonderful watching it for the first time. And like Kyle said, just going in blind is what we, of course, all, once you've seen it and you're recommending it to people, just like do not look it up ahead of time. Know
Mm-hmm.
nothing about it going in, and you'll have the best time ever.
Yeah. Well, and I have not seen this movie yet. Josh, you've seen it, haven't you?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
once though.
once.
I,
Yeah,
I just
I
got
have.
my steelbook copy like a couple weeks ago. So
Yeah, me too. Amazon was running a deal. We got the Steelbook, One Cut of
Nice.
the Dead. So it's beautiful. It's
mine's up on
wonderful.
my spinny Madoo up here.
There you go. Yep, yep. That's what you were doing. I was like, what is he pointing at? Oh,
I have an idea.
nice. So yeah, we're gonna start the movie here, guys. And we're just gonna kind of watch it. Like I said, I haven't seen it before. I think I already had the twist. I know the twists already, but that's okay. It's gonna be. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna take it for what it is, because I'm sure it's gonna be great anyway, right?
Yeah,
Like
I think
it's
that'll
it's
be
a great
nice.
movie.
Gotta have
So
all minds watching the movie. So
yeah. So if everybody's ready, we're gonna start it here, and just I'm gonna hit play and we'll count it down. Everybody ready?
Oh yeah.
Erin, can you? I've got Mr. Whipples here.
Yeah.
Would you mind hitting play on
Oh
that?
yeah.
All right, here we go. Everybody ready for a 3 count?
Hold on. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, we're set.
All right, here we go.
Good.
3, 2, 1. There
Play.
we go. And we are off.
One Cut of the Dead. Nice. And again, a huge thank you to Kyle and Erin for joining us this evening.
Yes.
Pleasure's all ours.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having us.
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah,
This is
we
fun.
try to do a live once a month. We've done quite a few lives, but I think this one's going to be the best one. So we did The Revenant recently, and that was like it was like 3 hours long. We love that movie, but we're like, oh my god, does this movie ever end? I forgot.
Oh my god.
I hope someone said "eat your heart out" at some point of the.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we didn't have a ton in the chat to begin with, but like by the end of, I mean, we didn't end until like past midnight,
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
and I think we had one person watching. We were like, thank you for, thanks for sticking with us. We forgot how long this movie is.
Yes. Nice.
It's very funny watching this back. It looks very similar to a lot of our sets. Like this amount.
Oh,
of
I'm sure.
film and
Yeah.
this-
Especially now, now that you have a lot under your belt too, probably feels very similar.
Oh yeah, and the Mr. Tolson, our sound guy. This sound guy in the movie kind of, very different but very similar.
Nice.
Mr. T.
I do not scream at the actors like that. That is not reminiscent.
No
It's okay.
way.
It's okay. Everybody's got their own niche.
Yeah.
I come from the acting background, so I try to be very
Oh,
careful
right.
because I've had a
Sympathetic,
director
yeah.
scream at me before for a commercial, and it was the worst experience
Come
ever.
here, Matt.
Hi, pup. What's your dog's name?
Mr. Whipples.
Mr. Whipples.
Yeah,
I like that.
I was doing a
he's
web
very dignified.
I was doing a web series shoot like when web series were just starting to be a thing. This is way back like 2012 in LA, and it was with actually a pretty big director at the time, and it was probably one of the only times that I've heard a director like lose it at us on set. And it wasn't specifically me, but a couple of the cast members didn't know like 15 pages. They weren't off book
Wasn't
15
it Tom
pages at
Holland?
once. Yeah.
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
Child's Play?
Yeah.
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 Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah. Not Spider-Man.
No, we
Yeah,
just
yeah.
talked about that in an
Look.
episode with Zeke. We had
Yeah.
I think it was the Mario episode recently. We started talking
Yeah.
about Tom Holland, and I was like, I bet you didn't know, Zeke, but there's actually 2 Tom Hollands. There's
Yep.
actually
That's
a
right.
director Tom Holland, and then there's Spider-Man Tom Holland.
And then
I-
I
Complete
did a
opposites.
Spider-Man meme with the Tom
Yeah,
Holland and
with
Tom
all
of
Holland
them.
and
Yeah,
You're
no,
Tom
Tobey
Holland.
Maguire.
Who's Tom
I gotta
Holland?
say, like, I don't feel that he was in the wrong for getting mad because, like, I think he was financing this whole thing himself too. And it
Oh,
was like
right.
only a quick, like, couple day shoot. It was a very indie set for who he was directing this, but it was only a couple of us as well, like acting in it, and a couple of the actors weren't, 15 pages off book. It's a lot of dialogue, and he was shooting rapidly. And he just lost it at one point, I think, at one of the girls. And I felt so bad for her because I wasn't getting yelled at, but I still felt a little bit like a
Mhm.
kid being
Right.
scolded. It was like,
But that's also your job as an actor. I mean, speaking from Autonomous, which we
I
just did,
know.
where we had to shoot fast, 30 pages of dialogue, and both actors, Erin and our male actor, Dominic, who's fantastic, were completely off book and let us do full runs for master shots of like the entire 30 pages.
It was like
when
being in a
needed.
play. Like we did it from
Yeah.
start to finish. Like if we needed every single time.
Yeah, you guys did a fantastic job, and that's look, being an actor is fun, but knowing your lines, that's your job.
Coming from the producer side, it is funny because like I can step completely out of the actor role because I was like maybe, I don't know, 21 at the time or something. I can look back now as a producer and say, oh, come on, like you got hired over all those other people.
Yeah.
Like we only have 2 or 3 days to shoot this. You've been obviously working on your character. You should be completely off book and be ready for anything. It's I can
I
see
feel
it.
like some of those older directors, like the older they get, they become crabby. Like that's how a lot of people say what was the oh my god, what is his name? The guy who ended up taking over Island of Dr. Moreau. They made a whole documentary on that whole
Mm.
movie, but the original guy who did Hardware, the movie Hardware, Stanley something or
Kubrick? No, I'm just kidding.
no, this guy is real. The documentary is fantastic if you've never seen it, but they talk about all the craziness that was behind the scenes with that, with Marlon Brando and Val Kilmer and whatever. But the director who came in, John Frankenhooker, is that his name? John.
I don't know.
Uh,
I'm vaguely familiar with the story. I've watched a documentary on it. Might have been even the same one, but the name is totally escaping
I
me.
can't believe he has a weird last name, but yeah, that a lot of actors have said over the years, especially later in his career, he was not very nice just because he wasn't very nice. So
What's
I
the?
don't
I know there was another similar documentary. It might have,
Frankenheimer, not Frank. I'm an idiot. Frankenhooker. That's not a real
Frankenhooker
last
That's a
name.
movie.
That's a
sounds like the
movie, but
parody of that guy.
Frankenheimer. Anyway, go ahead, Kyle.
which is that movie that was set? And I don't think I've seen the movie even, but it's like a ship that's going down a river, in the middle of like the jungle, and they actually sent the ship down the river, and
It's not African Queen.
No, but it was like they like actually had the director, and like there was a problem between the director and the cast, and the tribes people working on the film offered to kill the actors for the director.
Was it Eli Roth's
Oh,
oh
I
my
think
gosh.
this is
Green Inferno?
Yeah.
Was it Green Inferno? Eli Roth?
No, I think it's an older film. It's like 80s, maybe 70s.
Oh,
but
okay, so a little bit older. Yeah.
it was a huge like, I don't know, the onset story was just insane. I mean, the fact that they actually sent a full-size ship down the side of like this mountain into the river, which was super dangerous to begin with. Like they had all these kinds of.
Oh, was it River Wild with
Yes,
Kevin Bacon?
I think that's it. 1982.
Directed by
Yeah,
Warner
Herzog.
Herzog.
I believe that's it.
Okay.
So this says during the chaotic production in the Peruvian Amazon, the relationship between Kinski and the local Machuenga, I don't know how to pronounce that, people who were hired as extras deteriorated due to Kinski's erratic behavior, temper tantrums, and insults. The offer, a chief from the local tribe offered in all seriousness to kill Kinski for Herzog to restore peace to the set. The reaction,
Wow.
Herzog declined the offer, stating in his documentary, My Best Friend, that he needed the actor to complete the film.
Yeah, that movie, I remember now people would come in and vaguely they would, like, every once in a while they'd ask for like a Klaus Kinski movie.
It said, yeah, this included dragging an actual 320-ton steamship over a hill in the jungle without special effects, mirroring the obsession of the character. Dear God. Can you imagine?
It's only
being on the film
320
set?
tons. What is that like?
God.
It's like 20 elephants.
Oh my God.
That's just a ship.
Herzog acknowledged that he exploited the real tensions on set between Kinski and the indigenous extras to fuel the hatred shown in the film.
Yeah, I heard Klaus Kinski is like he's just a wild one.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Well,
Oh
and
yeah,
Herzog, I mean, he did
now
like
we're gonna
that
get going.
documentary, The Grizzly Man or whatever, where like the dude literally dies by the hands of a bear in the documentary. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Yeah.
No, like
Yeah,
the
I've seen
final
that.
sequence, it's real. It's all happened for real. But a guy literally gets attacked by a grizzly bear and dies on
Oh, that's
camera.
horrible.
And
They
yeah,
don't show
it's
it, but they
yeah, they know
yeah,
they
they
go away from but like that's what happened. The guy died, so very crazy. But yeah, Herzog's that guy's a nutcase too.
Well, speaking of people
Oh,
dying,
yeah.
Oh no,
Sprang, how you doing?
I'm good.
I like
Yeah,
how
I was
bright
fully and
the
fully
red
engaged with
blood is
that.
on the shirt.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
great costume design, right? It's a
Yeah,
very muted set. It's not like they isolated that in post and brightened it. It's just every other color that they've got on is fairly muted, apart from the orange, I guess, on her tennis shoes or pink.
and
Mhm.
her
But
headband too.
yeah, bit of the headband, but it's really nice. Just
Yeah, no,
costume
it's
set design.
bright. I mean, he was just standing in very little light, but the red was very vibrant.
It's so
I know this
great.
came out, I think it was in like 2017 or so, but
Yeah,
for some reason, when I first watched this even, I felt like this was like early 2000s feel.
yeah, for sure.
It looks
Well, and
like
the
a good way.
camera's a little not grainy, but like yeah, it doesn't seem like it would have been shot, less than 10 years ago.
Mhm.
I've always felt like Japan and America have a great synergistic union with arts kind of flowing back and forth between anime and cinema, and I just always find their creative work to be absolutely stellar. I know that there are a number of other creators from all over the world. I think most people find themselves in America. It's why you've got British actors starring in American movies. It's not like really there is a British cinema scene, right? But a lot of those
Mhm.
individuals work kind of back and forth with America. And that kind of goes to the rest of the world. But I think Japan being, I guess, geographically further away. So up until relatively recently, it was much further to get, or much harder to get from there to here. So I'm pretty sure the Pacific Ocean, it's a much longer distance, right, from California to Japan than it is from New York to London. I think it's
Mhm.
probably twice as far. Um, Someone will probably correct me and say that I'm an idiot. It's like
Let's go,
I just
I
think
mean,
chat. We trust you.
that sounds accurate. I don't
Yeah.
know. That sounds legit though.
Mhm. It's amazing.
that I would love to go to Japan. Like that's like number
Yeah, for
one on my
sure.
like will travel there when money is not an issue
Yeah.
list.
Mhm.
Because I want to go for like I figure if you're gonna make that trip, I know it's a very long trip. My dad used to work in Japan for a while. He used to work for Mazda,
Oh,
so he would
wow.
travel from California or Florida to Hiroshima, Japan, which he said like round trip was 24 hours because you had to get on a bullet train when you got there, and that was another I tacked on an extra 6 hours
Geez,
or
a
something.
whole day?
So
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. That'd be awesome though. Yeah, I agree. My cousin who lives in Pasadena now, she she used to teach English in Japan, and then she met her ex-husband now, but they had a daughter, and I saw her when I went to LA a couple years ago, and we were chatting a little bit about that. But yeah, she got to live over there for I don't know 3 4 years. She said
That's
it was awesome. So
that's awesome.
I would like to go there as well. I think they did Star Wars Celebration over there last year or the year before, which looked really cool. I watched all the YouTube live stuff from that. And I was like, man, that looks like a lot of fun.
And think when you think about Star Wars, right? You think about the whole Jedi Order, heavily influenced by samurai.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even Darth Vader's helmet, it's come out as like very much a samurai-esque helmet. The robes, the way that they conduct themselves, like they're kind of Bushido-esque code. of how
Mhm.
they operate, all heavily influenced by even the way they hold their
I
lightsabers,
was gonna say
especially
that,
in the
yeah.
first one with a two-handed sword, kind of hold. It kind of gets away from that, right, in the later movies as it gets more, flamboyant with the one hand and all that stuff. But you look at that original fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, and it's very similar to two samurai squaring up with each other. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Funko put out some new Star Wars pops, and they're called Star Wars Impressions, and they're all like Japanese style. So they did like
Oh, wow.
Boba Fett, they did a Darth Vader, they did a Kylo Ren. I think they did Cad Bane. Yeah, they did like 6 or 7 different ones, but they're really cool
6,
looking.
7.
Dang
Sorry.
it. That was my fault. Sorry, everyone. It always happens with spring. Like we just recorded with Zeke. What was that last night? We did
Yeah. Mortal Kombat
Mortal
episode.
Kombat episode,
Yeah.
and I got a 6-7 in there. And Zeke's like, "Don't say it, don't say it."
Yes. Oh, man. Well, and you think too, like, Star Wars Visions, which is the anime inspired, like, it's all anime versions, different styles of anime, Star Wars cartoons, that they released. They've done 2 seasons of that, but each of them have a different style of that kind of Japanimation, um, artwork, so it's really, really cool.
Yeah. What do you
Speaking
guys
of,
think of the new Disney CEO?
I don't know much about them yet. Who was
yeah,
it again? It was
DeMarcos.
Josh DeAmaro. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is March 2026.
okay. I
Hold it.
guess Iger's out?
He was head of parks, I think, before this.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it'll be, honestly, I think Disney would be best served to have like a creative as the head of it. Like, honestly, my vote, this is going to come as a big shock. James Cameron. I mean,
Oh,
I'd be willing to take the job. I do feel like my
sure.
qualifications might be somewhat limited,
Yes.
but I would be willing to take the job.
You wouldn't turn it down.
But I
Yeah.
think if you put, and James Cameron would never take the job, right? Of course, like
Right.
anyone who's at that creative level, why would they want to lose their autonomy to run, a lot
Mhm.
of a creative company? But also, you got to work with the nuts and bolts of international marketing, and I'm sure a million things that are not fun to do when you're running a company of that size.
Yeah.
But I'm always hopeful that the next guy that they put or a gal that they put in that seat will be kind of the one to rejuvenate the creative culture that they had, especially when I
Yeah.
was growing up.
Mhm.
I think we got very lucky with Lion King and that kind of era of
Yeah,
movie.
the
Mhm.
90s for sure. We were spoiled. Disney was
Mhm.
at its peak.
You just made me think of a fun, like satirical type movie, or I guess like a metaverse where James Cameron is running Disney and Spielberg at the same time is running Universal.
Oh man,
That would be
That
awesome.
would be so interesting.
Park Wars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we would all benefit. We would have the best movies. Like, can
Oh,
you imagine
absolutely.
both of them putting their thumbs on every single piece of
And
movie and TV show that was put out there and being like, "No, do it better. Do it like this."
that would be awesome.
That would be nuts.
Doesn't Warner Brothers distribute all of Nolan's films?
They
Or am I making
used
that up?
to.
Yeah, so
Used
yeah,
to?
They
so when what was it? When what movie was of his came out?
Well, it was
There were
Oppenheimer.
Tenet, they wanted to
Oh, right.
release, right? And
Because it
he
was
said
during the
Oh,
no.
right.
pandemic, and so he was really against their whole, let's put him and Denis Villeneuve also were very upset during that time because they were like, we're gonna put Dune Part 2 and we're gonna put um or no, Dune, the
Tenet,
first Dune, and then
yeah.
Tenet. They're like, we're gonna put them straight to streaming because like the theaters aren't really, they're barely open right now,
And
and they
then
were
he
like, no,
took
we don't want that.
and then he did the same with Oppenheimer, where
Yeah,
he did that outside of Warner Brothers, but then Warner Brothers re-released Tenet in theaters to try to win him back. So I don't know what Odyssey. Honestly, I haven't seen which studio is releasing Odyssey.
I will say that both Tenet and Dune, two of the worst possible movies to watch for the first time on streaming because their sound effects and sound design
Yeah.
like operates so much in the low frequency that I don't care if you've got a subwoofer or like a 5.1 system, unless you've got, you know, 50,000 to 2 million to $20 million worth of sound equipment, you know, in your home theater, you're not getting the full experience of what you'd be getting at an IMAX theater or something else. Like the
Yeah.
washing off of the camera lens.
Yes, that's amazing. I just put it together that the camera guy that is a person. Like the camera guy that we're watching is also a person in the movie. Like, oh, because it was just kind of showing us. He's like doing a documentary of the behind the scenes, something.
Yeah, I think,
Well,
I
and
think
those movies are so epic too. Like you don't want to watch them. I mean, no matter how, like what you just said, no matter how good your sound system and theater setup is at home, like you don't want to watch Dune for the first time, not
Yeah.
on a huge screen. Like that's not fun.
yeah, and speaking of that sound design again, because I'm sure people will be like, well, you know, I've got headphones, I can hear everything, and it's the interesting thing about sound and working with it so much, especially in professional dubbing studios. I mean, people will probably know this even if they don't think about it. When you're in a theater, it's not just about getting all of the sounds auditorily. It's about the fact that the sound frequencies actually vibrate your actual body. So you yourself are vibrating and your entire system is changing because of that sound. And it allows great sound designers and directors in unison to kind of work together to really custom design a feel that you genuinely cannot get anywhere else until they, you know, offer sound technology at the same pricing that they do TVs. Now, when they come out with a sound system that can simulate that for $1,000, like you can buy like a 70-inch TV, you know, I don't know what that future is like,
Right.
but I think I've looked for a lot of very cheap options for sound equipment for my own little studio, and it's there. Nothing is cheap. Nothing
Yeah.
with sound is cheap. It's like you get the sound bar option, which is very affordable and very good for just kind of watching a movie. But if you want to get that full Dune experience with all of that low frequency stuff piped in, it's like, well, would you like a Rolex watch or do you want a sound system? If you can afford either one, which
Yeah,
is usually the
exactly.
problem.
This would be cool, right? She's running down this hallway. That'd be cool if she got to the other side and then the zombie con peeps just showed up to like save the day.
Yes.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Bobby comes running in for his
Yeah, Javi comes. There's a
knock.
silhouette at the door on the other side.
or it's Punky and she runs up, bitch. Come on.
I
I
tell you,
saw Punky got I guess she's not on SNL anymore.
no, she left SNL, I think like
Yeah.
a year ago, maybe a little bit longer.
Maybe two.
Yeah, time kind of goes in a weird way for us because we don't really live work weeks, and you know, it's I never really know what year or day it is, but and I try to also purposefully not do that. My daughter has changed that to some degree, but I try to think of myself as like continuously 29, and I feel like having that mentality will keep me prematurely young.
He actually had to ask me his age the other day. He
I'm sure-
legitimately did not know.
I'm not sure of it at
Legitimately.
this moment, actually, and I don't want
That's
you to
amazing.
Yeah, it's
29.
alright.
I
Well,
stick with 29.
speaking of, tomorrow is my birthday.
Happy
Hey,
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm gonna be 46. 46.
Right
So
on.
I'm a 1980 baby, right on the cusp of that
Oh, that doesn't
millennial.
really work.
It doesn't
Actually,
work as
sorry.
well, yeah.
My dad's birthday is the 26th, one day after yours.
Wow. And you know
Nice.
who else is?
Good time.
Channing Tatum.
Hey.
Channing, I just saw that today.
Channing
Yeah.
Tater Tots.
Yum.
I was
Apparently, Will Ferrell and I share the same birthday as well. I
Oh,
looked
that's
this up.
cool.
nice.
We were in a gym, so we used to go to Equinox out in California, and we used to go to the one on West Hollywood, like
Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard, right?
Okay.
And it was like in my opinion, it's like the best gym you could ever
It's
go
very
to.
posh.
But no, it's just a fantastic
It's a
gym.
very good
I've
gym.
been working out since I was 12 years old. Like I'm very partial to gyms and the way they're set up and the way they're handled. And I used to work at a gym. I cleaned the toilets. I put the weights away. Like I feel like if you're going to invest in something in your life, invest in a great gym membership because you're investing in your health and whatever money you spend in that gym membership, if you use it, you'll save in medical bills and just life enjoyment.
All
You'll
that
have
is true.
So
And it
that
is
all being
posh.
said, we're at this gym.
Fair
Well,
enough.
we're at
Yeah.
this gym, and Will Ferrell went to the same gym, and he was there. We used to go early in the morning. He would usually be there at about the same time. And Erin found out that their birthdays were on the same day, and she goes up to me. She's like, "Should I go tell Will happy birthday? Because it's my birthday obviously today too." And I'm like, "No, do not." He's with his personal trainer. I'm like, "Do not talk to Will Ferrell and talk about your birthday. That is not the reason people come to this gym. Is so no one talks to them. Do not do that."
I wanted to go and use the free weights and like do some curls, like nothing serious, but everyone was there was one free spot and it was next to him, and like this gym is packed and no one is taking that spot, and I really wanted to get my free weights in, so I go. I'm doing it, and I just in the back of my mind was trying so hard not to start laughing and doing like from Zoolander Blue Steel, like some
Right.
kind of ridiculous face, like as I'm sitting there pumping. It was so
Looking in the mirrors,
yeah.
Nice.
see if he
Yeah.
notices.
I was there one day and I was working out, and we saw someone walk in with a bunch of paparazzi following them, and I wasn't sure who it was because it was we were just gotten out of the elevators and they were all walking in. I'm doing my workout, and I might be wrong, and if I am, I apologize. Feel free to call me out on social media. It'll help sell more ZombieCon. But I see this woman staring at me from the mirror, and I'm like, kind of like, person looks familiar, but like from what I could tell, like the ellipticals are in the back. You've got the free weights in the front of most gyms, and there's a mirror in front of the free weights. And I'm like, who? And I turn around, and it's Cameron Diaz who's like now looking directly at me.
Oh
And
wow.
I didn't even know how to react. I was kind of just like, ah. and I
Are
go
you
back to
Cameron
working out, and like
Diaz?
that was the end of that. She was only there, I think, for a photo shoot. Call the paparazzi, tell them, hey, I'm going to the gym, because I never saw her there before or since.
I remember that she looked like she was like 30 years old. It was insane.
Oh, I'm
she's
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
My friend, my old neighbor, he's a little way younger than me. He's probably, I don't know, 10 years younger than me, but he went to school out near like the USC campus for a little bit, for like a year. And he would go play basketball nearby at like this park, and they'd play pickup games. And one night he texts me and he's like, dude, you'll never believe who pulled up to like play basketball with us. And I was like, who? And he's like, Adam Sandler. And I was like, no way. Cause like we used to goof around and like make stuff up. So I'm like, you're messing around. No, that didn't happen. He's like, no, I promise you, this big SUV pulled up. He got out of the back and he's like, hey, can I? Cause like you've heard that he plays pickup games with people. And so yeah, he just showed up, played like 2, 3 pickup games, got in his car and left. And I was like, "That's so cool. You played basketball with." I was like, "Was he?" I know he's really good. And my friend was like, "Yeah, he was doing." I mean, I think he was like half playing, but it was still fun.
That's cool.
Pickup game
Dang, an axe to the head.
at I went to the University of South Carolina, and while I was there, Jessica Biel filmed a movie. This movie has never been released, and it's a political movie that they shot a lot around the state capitol and stuff. And it was a really high profile movie. There were a ton of A-list celebrities around the campus, but for whatever reason, Justin Timberlake was there, I guess because he was married to Jessica Biel at the time. I don't know what their relationship status is, but he was playing basketball with a bunch of people at the gym down there, like the, college gym. And so one night after, a night of drinking and stuff, I was like, well, I can't drink that much and eat that much pizza and not go work out the next day, because I'm like, I feel like, crap. And I'm like, I've got to take my life back. So I wake up super early. I'm in the gym at like, I don't know, 6 a.m., 6:30. And this is, this is at the same time that all this filming is going on, and Justin Timberlake's in the gym, and all these other A-list celebrities are walking around, and everyone's seeing them and talking about them. And I'm in the gym on a Saturday morning at 6:30 by myself, because no one in their right mind goes to the gym at 6:30 after a Friday night of drinking at college, right? That's usually not the thing.
Right.
There's a couple people in suits that look like very kind of scary standing around, and there's one attractive lady in the gym on the other side. I can't really tell any more than that. There's an attractive person on the other side of the gym. So I start working out, and I'm like looking at this person, and I'm like, I know this person. I'm like, she must be in a sorority. But I mean, this is a perfect opportunity. I should go introduce myself, because I don't remember their name. You know. So I start walking towards that person as I started to see like people closing on me, like in these big suits. And I'm like, what is going on? And I get probably like 10 feet away, and I'm like, my brain started to work again, because like I guess the drunkenness from the night before was wearing off, and I was like, oh yeah, I used to watch Seventh Heaven like as a kid. That's Jessica Biel. Like turned like
Yeah.
abruptly. And I was like, I was about 10 seconds away from being like, hey, what sorority are you in?
Yeah,
Jessica
right.
Biel in the gym.
She's like, gooey,
Yeah.
We
gooey, sir.
actually, in a closed loop on that, we were friends with people out in LA, and I won't go too much into it, but the person was, they worked in the big studios, and we were invited for a screening of a movie that had never shown, that the person who owned it was trying to sell around town. And that movie we watched at this person's like home theater was the movie they shot in Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh
Nice.
wow.
Moment.
And
That's
yeah,
great.
which is
South Carolina is like a big lot of actors like live out like I know that's where Danny McBride moved to because he didn't like Hollywood anymore. So his family they all moved out there and he told a story on I think it was Jimmy Kimmel one night because Jimmy was asking him like, "Oh, how is it living in South Carolina? You know, it's like probably a lot quieter and stuff." And he's like, "Yeah, you know, we love it." He's like, "I got a random phone call one day." And it was the person on the other line said that they were Kanye West, and I was like, "What?" I'm like, "No way." And then it actually really was Kanye West. And he's like, "Hey, Danny, I know you live out there." He's like, "We're trying to fly out there and like, you know, go out on the lake and have fun and stuff." And he's like, "Okay, sure, yeah, come on out." So Kanye West shows up in like a private jet or a helicopter and with like 5 people and hangs out with Danny McBride at his like little house out in South Carolina, but super random.
Bill Murray.
That's where they filmed the new Halloween trilogy too. Because Danny co-wrote the scripts
Mhm.
with David Gordon Green and they both I think David Gordon Green actually lives out there too, but they were like, "Well, let's just film it here. I mean, we got everything we need to make it like Haddonfield and all that stuff." So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an underrepresented state, like on the I guess in the domestic side of things. Like no one ever talks about South Carolina, but having gone to school there, especially in Columbia is like I think it's like the perfect place to go to school in terms of experiencing all of America life within a manageable bubble, because it's a state capital, right? It's got the biggest airport right there. You've got malls and restaurants, a downtown that's both set for the college kids and a downtown for the working professionals, i.e. the bars you can get into with a fake ID and the bars you can't get into with a fake ID. Uh, but you have like this great microcosm of everything America offers, all in like this tiny, very safe, very affordable place where they still sell like dollar beer nights and dollar pizza nights. And, you can get like 30 kamikaze shots for like, 15,
oh
17
man,
bucks, you know,
throwback.
but it was a fantastic experience, and for some reason it's never talked about. You always hear about Florida, California. Everyone
Yeah.
hates on New Jersey, my home state, obviously New York, but even I think Ohio is talked about way more than South Carolina. Obviously Georgia's talked about more.
Yeah.
And the only reason I ever hear about it in the news is like Bill Murray made an appearance at a random party in Charleston or something
Yeah.
because of one thing or another.
Speaking of Bill Murray, I had he went to Regis University in near Denver, Colorado. I actually used to have an apartment like right down the street from that college, and I didn't know he went there like back in the day. So they had a reunion, I guess, at a there's this place next to the Rockies Stadium, the baseball team downtown called Jackson's Hole, and my friend Rhiannon she texted me. I was working at the video store and she's like, "What are you doing right now?" And I was like, "I'm at work. What's going on?" And she's like, "So Bill Murray's at this bar because they're having a Regis University like reunion, and I guess he went there. So like, I want you to come." She's like, "Can you get off and like come down here and like pretend to be my boyfriend so we can like say we so we could try to get into this bar and crash this reunion?" And I was like, "I wish I'm the manager. I can't just leave right now." And she sure enough, like I called her after work. I got out like an hour and a half after she called me, and I was like, "Hey, I'm out of work now." I was like, are you still down there?" And she's like, yeah, he already took off into downtown somewhere." She's like, "I did meet him though. I had my other friend meet up with me, and we got in, no questions asked, and we met Bill Murray, and he was like really cool." So I was like, "Damn it! Of all the nights I could have hung out with Bill Murray."
That would have been epic.
I know. I've liked his career for so long too. So I'm just like, man, what a bummer.
So, Sprang, what do you think?
Pretty sweet. Also, Spring, could you
I
give a
think it's
timestamp too?
I think it's not over. That's I think I didn't know the twist that the twist is the twist, but I knew something, but something else is going down. That's what I think.
Oh,
You might be on to
I
something.
mean, I see credits rolling. I mean, I
Right,
can't.
right, right. I'm like, we're 40 minutes in. Like there's more
Bye.
to it than
It's time to end the live stream. It's been fun.
this.
What's the do you have a new timestamp, Spring?
I don't know how to pull it up on my
Oh, you're
Just
good.
touch the screen. No. Yep. We're at 37:05.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I accidentally hit a button earlier, so I'm like 30 seconds behind. I was messing around, telling stories.
I liked how I mean it was felt like it was one cut the whole time, and then it even the big like crane or high shot, like it still remained all in the same. That's fun.
Now it's present day, and they're at the ZombieCon apartment. And action.
Those cities are so, I don't know. There's something dystopianly like romantic to me about the big Japanese cities. Like it's like I mean, it reminds me of like Ghost in the Shell. Really, every time I see them,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
like this from a cornfield filled of skyscrapers as far as the eye can see. Like it's just something you don't see in America. Like even New York City, it's huge and it's like massive and it's got all the buildings, but they're geographical markers with the Hudson River and there are other like kind of pockets and the buildings are of varying heights and like these, and I've never been to Japan, so I can only look at it from the view of like someone
Sure.
who's seen it on video and like, you know, for movies and YouTube videos and stuff. But there's something so like romantic and also like oppressively like crazy about that many people in that kind of area where I
Mhm.
feel like, especially as a kid, like if I looked at it, I'd be like, well, how can I ever make it? Like look at all of these people. There's so many people. But at the same time, it's so freaking cool. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know why I've got like this absolute love for it, to experience it, to like be a part of it, to walk through the streets, to explore. You know, I would love to have like 2 years just to explore
Oh
Tokyo,
yeah.
every single nook and cranny, every single store. You know, maybe
Especially
not
like
every single neighborhood,
Tokyo, like
but
that
most
that like Times Square type thing in like
Yeah.
Tokyo or
Shibuya
whatever.
Crossing.
Yeah, that would be I mean, you see it in movies all the time, and I'm sure in person it's just like I've been to the regular Times Square a few times when I was a kid, but and I thought that was awesome. But I can only imagine all the bright lights and stuff in Tokyo. I'd be like, oh, this is so cool.
I love how they also integrate their art with their cities. Like, when Jujutsu Kaisen did the Shibuya arc and stuff, and they had like this whole, I'm not sure if you guys have watched Jujutsu Kaisen,
I've
but
just seen bits and pieces, but I do want to watch. I've been trying to like set aside some time so I can like watch some anime. My son just got a new therapist at ABA therapy, and his name's Wyatt. And yesterday he was wearing shorts, and I saw he had a tattoo on his leg of like two cards, and they were from Death Note. And so he was like talking all this anime stuff, and I was like, he's like, yeah, you should start with this, and like I have a bunch of friends who love anime, so like I was like, yeah, I wanted to talk to him today. I wanted to be like, hey, dude, check out ZombieCon because I bet you'd like it. I don't know if you like horror, but you love anime, so it'd be pretty cool.
well, Death Note is fantastic. And in terms of the Shibuya crossing incident, like in Jujutsu Kaisen, Japan like actually took iconography, and I'm not sure how this worked out from the people who made the film, or if it was like the government who did it, or it was a combination of the two. But in this spot, like there's a very significant thing that happens in the story, and I won't spoil anything by saying this, but there's a cursed cube, right? That's got eyeballs all around it. That's buried in like that's like impossible to move and is buried in the ground at one point in this subway tract or by the subway track, like on the thing. And they actually did that, right? So like people and tourists and just regular fans of the stuff could walk around and be like, oh my god, that's the thing. In the same way that like, if Disney went to Times Square and like, put some Avenger stuff up there or dressed one of the buildings up like Stark Towers or something like that,
Right.
like, and like actually brought that creativity into our real world just for fun, just to like be able to
Mhm.
play with it. Like they've got one life-size One Piece statues throughout the country of like golden statues of all the characters. Just it's so cool how they take the art that's beloved not just by their own people but by the entire world, and they integrate it into the cityscape so that everyone can enjoy it. And it's I don't think it's just a tourist thing. I think it's just so
Mhm.
people who are fans can have like a physical marker, it kind of like the
Yeah.
ultimate thing of like physical collecting is like
Yeah,
putting something like that in your city.
Yeah, that's really cool.
that is cool.
I love stuff
Uh,
like that.
Connor really wants to go to Japan. That would be his like bucket list item. So maybe one day.
Hey
One day.
guys, I'm thinking we do a
Group
lot. We
trip.
do a group trip to Japan. We could stream,
I
count
like
it as
it.
a business expense.
We get yeah. I gotta
And we
form an
could turn it into a
LLC and
movie.
yes,
We'll just do it all. We'll do it Soderbergh style. We'll just do it on an iPhone.
on iPhone. Yeah.
It'll
Be
be the
like,
segment that's
yeah,
the
I could put
trips that
this
make
out.
you.
Hey, I'll bring my camera. I have no problem. And I've already held that thing so long. Like I'm good for a 3-hour stretch at a time, and then maybe a 20-minute water break.
Maybe we'll think of an idea and you can pitch it to Streamify.
There we go.
Yeah.
Be like, look, we went on a trip, but we actually came up with an idea. And here's a little snippet we filmed.
Well, we could take a page out of Tusk's book, right?
Yeah.
We'll call it the tuna.
The tuna. And maybe Justin Long's character from Zack and Miri can make make a cameo. Justin, would you just do this one thing? He does Comic-Con sometimes. Like I know he was at Texas Frightmare Weekend. I think it was 3 or well, no, it wouldn't have been when I was there. 5 years ago, maybe, like right after the pandemic. He was one of the guests for Frightmare, but there's some good ones this year too. I don't know. I don't know who I'm gonna. Warwick Davis is high up on the list because he's just
Mhm.
one of our family favorites around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, we love Willow. We named our bigger dog Kaya from Willow, the like Princess Kaya.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, we
Did you
love Willow.
did you ever see the HBO show with him?
Oh my God, Life's Too Short.
Yeah.
I was just talking to a friend about that show the other day because actually we might have talked about it on an episode too. But yeah, it is. I cannot believe it never got a second season.
Me
One of
neither.
the
Johnny
funny.
Depp makes an appearance in that show too.
Oh, I know. The Johnny Depp episode. I think
It's called a Depisode.
a episode. Yeah. Well, and it was so like you can watch that whole. It was only like 6 episodes, but they're 30 minutes long. But Warwick is amazing in them, playing himself. But the Johnny Depp episode, the Liam Neeson episode, and the what's it? Oh, Helena Bonham Carter. That episode, was crying. I was laughing so because it's just so ridiculous. The Johnny Depp episode is so what a genius. Like he got a role as like a troll in a upcoming movie, and I think it's a I think they say it's a Tim Burton movie or whatever. But then it has a joke inside of a real life event because Ricky Gervais produced that show, and then he's in it, him and Stephen Merchant, and he has that famous Golden Globes where he was just like trashing all those actors, and
Yes.
Johnny Depp was one of them. So Johnny Depp gets to be in the episode and actually meet face to face with Ricky Gervais because Warwick's like, he's like, I'm actually heading to his office right now. And he's like, oh, can I join you? And then he like shows up and Ricky's just like speechless.
That's
But
amazing.
yeah, Johnny meets Warwick at he pays him like I don't know, $15,000 something to come to a hotel room and I think in London or something, and he wants to like just see how he like sits down and does, and Johnny's got like a tape recorder and he's like fascinating because he's just like studying up to be a troll, and Warwick's just like so confused. He's like, "What? I don't." He's like, "Yeah, I could." He's like, "So what do you eat on a daily?" He's like, and Warwick's like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah.
Well, speaking about, I mean, this is not necessarily funny, but it's also, I know that that's obviously parody and comedy and all that stuff.
Right.
But going to Jaws, when they were filming the scenes with the actual sharks and they needed to have a little person in the cage, I know that the producer on the film, who I'm not sure what his name was, but he was handling this. It's in a bunch of the behind the scenes featurettes. It's the only reason why I know it. He was talking about the fact that when they were setting everything up for that, they did a 2 scale scuba tank for the little person, and that for some reason that they didn't understand that they would consume as much oxygen as a normal sized person, which is why they basically got into a huge problem where they had him down there for so long and his air tank, his O2 ran
Oh
out
wow.
Oh,
because
yeah, I never
they
heard that.
basically gave him a survival tank. Like it's kind of like the spare tank that you give a diver to, save someone in a desperate emergency. It's not like the actual sized, scuba tank. And that created a whole litany of problems. But I think that led to him being out of the cage when the shark attacked the cage, which ultimately forced the narrative decision to have Hooper live for the end of the movie because they wanted to use so badly the real footage of the real shark dismantling the cage. Now, luckily,
Mm-hmm.
right, he also wasn't in there because, I mean, I can't imagine
Yeah.
if you saw what it did to the cage in the movie, it actually did that in real life. If someone was in there, it would have been a tragedy. So ultimately, that oversight saved his life, I think, depending on how badly the cage was mangled. It looked pretty badly mangled, and also led to us having that awesome moment of our two heroes kind of kicking in from the shark
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in Hooper's life narratively. So
I
yeah,
Yeah.
think that's not just that story. I'd never heard that one, but like I think that's what people love Jaws so much. I mean, like there's just never ending stories about like
Mm.
making of that movie is a story in itself. I'm surprised they haven't done a movie. I know they did a play recently that um uh
Dreyfus and Shaw.
yeah, well Shaw's son plays Robert Shaw in it, and the stage is just the boat, like and then it's just that behind the scenes. It's based off of like behind the scenes of that making of that movie. But I'm surprised they haven't made like a documentary like Jaws. I mean, that could be a movie in itself probably, just because there's so much craziness. But
There are
I love that movie.
there are two good documentaries that I found on YouTube because I going through post production for so long, you got to find something to kind of burn the time in the background.
Right. Yeah.
And behind the scenes docs are kind of like my thing. Apart from obviously watching a movie, but I can't work and watch a movie, but I can listen to a behind the scenes
Oh
doc
yeah.
or a podcast and work on a movie. And there are two Jaws documentaries. One I think was officially done by the studio, which has a ton of compiled interviews. It's fantastic. And then another one, I'll try to find these and send them to you guys because I don't know.
Yeah.
The link for the second one is the more difficult one to find. And it's like 4 hours. And it is the most comprehensive documentary I've ever found on Jaws, the making of. But it's on YouTube. It's free. Someone made it and compiled a bunch of stuff from all these other documentaries and did an expert job narrating it. But for some reason, it's buried in the feed of what you can find when you search, Jaws behind the scenes docs. It's just, it took me like going through 50 of these things to find this one. And it was like a 4 hour gem where I was like,
I love that stuff too. Yeah, you're probably like me. I look for that stuff. I mean, sometimes I just find random ones. There's a really good one on the Digibook edition of The Exorcist. There's like a 3 hour behind the scenes documentary on that, and that is so good. I mean, there's some crazy stuff in that one.
oh, the
Also,
Exorcist story
shout
is-
out our buddy Larry, the horror cat dad, has joined the chat. What's up, my friend?
What's
Hey,
up?
He said, "Sorry, I'm late to the party, y'all." No
Hey,
No
sweat.
worries. Thanks for being here. For sure.
Yeah, he'll be on that Frightmare stream with us. He has an awesome YouTube channel also. He like reviews NECA figures and just collectibles. He's a huge Universal Monsters fan, so like he unboxes a lot of those like mystery Super 7. He and I both love The Creature from the Black Lagoon,
I
so
was
he
I was about to say, I'm so sorry for interrupting, but
No,
I was
you're good.
literally about to be like, I'm waiting for the Creature from the Black Lagoon remake.
Oh,
Like,
I know. We were just talking. I don't know who I was talking about that, but yeah, I mean that's been rumored for a long time. I know James
he-
Wan was originally going to direct it, and then I think he's still attached. If they do it, I think he's still going to produce it and stuff. But I'm also especially with technology, because I mean that movie is crazy that they made a gill suit that realistic back then that could
Hmm.
go underwater. Like that is so
I can't
crazy.
believe that they filmed it in the Everglades,
Yeah,
like
that's
with all of the
insane.
alligators and wildlife, like snakes, alligators, cougars. Like, I mean, my parents live in Florida next, like, and they have their backyard is like, a protected reserve or whatever. It's like one of those big national parks. So it's like, I walk around and I'm like, I don't even let my daughter out of this, this fenced in area, that's fully protected because we've seen a myriad. I've seen an otter that's 4 feet long crossing the road randomly.
Yeah, baby.
These crazy things. We've seen vultures, with it looks like 6 foot wingspans. Hey,
Come in. I know you can't hear them, but you say hi. Yeah, say hi. Yeah. Want to watch a zombie movie? No? Okay. Nothing really startles that kid. I mean, ever since he was a baby, he like Spirit Halloween. He loves those like the buttons you step on and they're like animatronics like pop out at you and
Parachute.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
He thinks that's stuff funny. Like I'm sure the employees get annoyed because when we go in there every year, he'll push he's autistic too, so he'll push the same one like 30 times. And they're like, I always have to look at him. I'm so sorry. I'm sure you're so sick of hearing that laughter.
they probably hear it in their sleep.
I'd
Yeah.
like to
Oh
say,
yeah, Larry said John Carpenter, because he almost did Creature from the Black Lagoon a long time ago, but that it just never happened. I forgot about that. But yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Larry.
I was gonna say, the daughter's wardrobe is full of movie T-shirts. So she had
Oh yeah.
um, she just had the Shining T-shirt on, and then before that, the scene she had um, Al Pacino Scarface
Oh,
T-shirt.
nice.
So she's wearing all these kind of iconic films T-shirts. That's cool.
I think there's a Creature from the Black Lagoon. The guy in the back holding the script. He's got a black shirt with a white print on the front. It's a Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Is
print.
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
His dad got our daughter, who's now 13 months, Anya, a Creature from the Black Lagoon toy a while ago, and I just pulled it out, and she's
Yeah,
obsessed
a
with it.
plushie.
She's obsessed with it.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
It's known as the Creature, and I'll just say, "Grandpa got it for you," and that's the word, Grandpa. Right now, she'll just start
Mhm.
going, "Pa, pa, 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 pa." She's like, "Where is he? I want to see him."
That's amazing.
She's getting
Yeah,
ready. He's got her on all the Marvel superheroes.
Yeah, she knows
Oh,
all.
nice.
She knows all their names at 13 months.
All the OG.
She
we
has
That's
all
sang
the
it.
awesome.
books. She knows the songs. The
So
old
but
school
it's the
songs.
old songs from the like original cartoons.
Yeah.
Like when Captain America throws his mighty shield,
Dr. Bruce
all the-
Banner, belted by Galloway.
turns into the Hulk.
Baby and glamorous.
You know,
That's so
Like,
awesome.
That's amazing.
so these were the like cartoons that I grew up on. You know, and this is back
Mhm.
when being a fan of Marvel was not cool. Like everyone in
Right.
school talked about like sports and all this stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, what about Captain America? People were like, who is Captain America? Like it
You're
was
like, I got your Captain America right here,
Yeah.
dude. Get out of my
Like,
way.
if I had grown up in today's world, I would have been like a superstar in school. It'd been so cool. I'd been like,
Right?
yeah, so Iron
Isn't
Man
it
does this.
Weird to think about that. Yeah. I
Like,
mean, I kind of was because I went to high school. I graduated in 06. So it was like, the early 2000s. Like
that's when I
we
graduated.
were starting to get. Did you really?
I believe
Yes.
06 is when I
06?
graduated. Yeah.
Nice. But
Nice.
yeah, like the early 2000s, that was when, Marvel was just getting started and stuff too. So it started
Mhm.
slowly being cool to like talk about, superheroes. I mean, I've been a Batman fan since Batman was my first word when I was like 1. I used to get up and turn those old TVs on, and the reruns of the Adam West Batman would come on. And then obviously Michael Keaton's Batman came out like when I was 1. So all my relatives had a VHS copy of it because they knew when I was coming to town. They're like, we got this for you. So I probably wore all those VHS copies out, but
And see,
yeah,
I was from
Batman.
Metropolis because I would not apparently take off my Superman costume for anything.
Nice.
So I'd have
Yeah.
to. It was that, and then it was Thundercats. I wouldn't go anywhere without the plastic Lion-O sword. They used to
Nice.
sell these little tiny Lion-O swords, from like dollar store or something, and I would chew on it and all this stuff. My parents told me that like I would just put it in the back of my shirt, and everywhere I went, restaurants, church, didn't matter. I had my Lion-O sword in the back of my shirt everywhere I went.
That's awesome. That's one movie that we still haven't gotten, but I'd love to see if they could pull it off.
What's
I
that?
saw an AI thing recently where it was like someone who did like life casting of like if they were making a Thundercats, and they had Chris Hemsworth as Lion-O, and like it looked really good, like the way they did the
Mhm.
hair and the way they did the makeup. And who did they have as Panthro? Because I thought it was a really, really good choice. It might have been The Rock as Panthro or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, they had every character like lined up, and they all look so good. I was like, yeah, I would definitely watch that movie because it's a tough thing to kind of convert from, TV show or cartoon to live action. Kind of
Yeah.
in the same theme that Dragon Ball Z is tough. The hair is
Mhm.
so crazy, but AI, I guess, did something with it where it looked good. And I was like, all right, you do that in real life, I'm in. I think
Mhm.
the person who played Tigra was Michael Fassbender, and they had
Okay,
done
yeah.
like just touches of kind of lion-esque makeup, so it
Mhm.
wasn't like full on, with the white border and all that stuff. It was just kind of hints of it with the right hairstyle and coloring on the costumes. It was it was really cool. I was like, that would be a fantastic film.
Yeah. So it's
Right.
funny. So it switched from being a zombie film to being kind of sitcom-y, like
Yeah.
little bit kind of like the cutaways and the montages, and so I'm interested to see how it keeps progressing.
We have another timestamp.
Aaron, could you touch the
I
screen for
want
me?
that. I want the one cut of the dead shirt, by the way.
Yeah, I was
Right?
just gonna say I like the.
We're at
1
one
hour.
flat.
We're at 1 hour. We were at 1
Like,
hour exactly about 3
exactly.
seconds ago.
Oh wow.
That would be cool to wear that shirt to a con. The one cut.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that logo. It's like simple but still cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the entire color scheme, especially the DV, like the box art that you showed, and I don't have the steel case version. I just have the regular DVD, and we're watching it actually via Apple TV right now because I buy everything digitally
Oh right,
and
right.
physically. Because
Mhm.
especially the way we're living now, with we live in the same room with our daughter, so we're watching her on the little security
Oh yeah,
right
You
now.
started
Megan.
rolling. I was like, "Oh, am I about to pop out?" No, she's good.
I
But
remember those days.
so there's like that's where our big TV is too. So I'm kind of like relegated to watching things on an iPad, and it's kind of
Mhm.
hard to get a kind of disc set up. We have a system up here, but it's also, if I turn this thing around, you just see equipment everywhere. Like the entire upstairs is the Alexa is actually sitting like 2 feet away on that table with like all of its things still attached because I've just been in editing mode since we finished filming. So
Nice.
it's a disaster.
Y'all will have to forgive me. I'm yawning like crazy. I'm
Oh,
usually
me
in
too.
bed
You're
by
good.
now.
Oh yeah, you don't have to
Baby life.
apologize to
Whenever
us.
she sleeps, I'm like, I'm down.
You're
Yeah,
doing
Yeah.
great.
you
I
don't have
can't
to
believe
apologize to us.
I can't believe she's still sleeping right now. This is amazing. Usually she had a false start earlier. She woke up 5 minutes after I set her down. And so I think that's what's like right now coasting because I got her back in. Then she was really deep sleep. So I think she just knows. We're watching One Cut of the
Mhm.
Dead.
That's right. She's
We
like,
got
you know
Frank
what? We're gonna.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
All
like,
is well. And
don't worry, mom.
I
I
have
got
to
you.
tell you, Papa Goss, too, your shirt is like folded and kind of
Oh
out.
my god,
And
this is so.
this is a
This
recent
so
thing, like the
funny.
last 2 days. You know how they are when
This is
when
so
they're babies, they just like they see something new in their environment and they're like, oh, what is it? So she started pointing at it 2 days ago. And I'm like, oh, that's Papa Goss. And now whenever she keeps pointing at it, she goes,
Whippy.
pa, 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 pa.
Mr.
Oh,
Waffles.
that's so cute.
Aw,
That's Papa
Come on.
Goss. That's right.
That's so adorable.
that is awesome.
I
It's
need
so
to get my son a shirt. He doesn't wear hats, but a shirt or something. That's super cute.
it's
Mhm.
adorable. I'll have to get on video at one point and say,
That's awesome that she, at 13 months, she seems to be saying a lot of stuff, like even noises and stuff. Because, my kiddo, I mean, he didn't even make very many noises till he was like almost like a year and a half almost.
mhm.
So that's awesome.
Well, maybe any of y'all can give me and her some sleep tips because that has been our struggle. It is like,
Aaron's been a champion.
I mean, like the 4 month sleep regression hit hard at 3.5 months.
We thought we were coasting for the first
and-
couple months. She'd give us 6 hours, 7 hours.
It has continued though. The 4 month sleep regression just never left. Like she just
Oh
does
no.
not sleep well at all. But she's making me look like a fool right now because she's like, "What are you talking about? Mom? Like, obviously,
I'm
how?
sleepy.
Like you're crazy."
Well, she sleeps like her dad, and I don't believe I slept a single night through as a kid, ever. I would always
Mhm.
wake up or have trouble going to sleep, and it was like always had big bags under my eyes, and I don't know why. So sorry.
Yeah, I used to get when I was like I don't know, probably 3 or 4. I used to get like night terrors really bad, like where sometimes I'd be like in the corner, like screaming
Oh,
scream. My poor grandparents, they both passed now, but on my mom's side, they watched me when I was young while my parents went out of town, and I guess it was so bad when they watched me one time, like they had to take me to the hospital in the middle of the night because I like was just screaming, like I thought something was in the corner of the room. And
that's so sad.
yeah, I mean, I don't remember any of it, but Yeah, and then after, after that phase, I seemed to do good, and then got into high school, and then I became a night owl, and just, like, I've been that way ever since, so it's just hard for me to go like, early for me is, I don't know, before, like, 11 o'clock if I go to sleep, and that's, like, if I go to go to sleep at that time, so, but yeah, every once in a while when my son was doing really good too, like, he hasn't been taking naps for the last, like, year, and,
Mm.
he was going to bed at, like, 8:30, 9, and I was like, I didn't even know what to do with my time. I was like, "What the heck?" And I was even going to bed a little bit earlier, and then he got sick about a month ago, and, like,
Oh.
that threw him completely off, so now he's back to, like, the 10:30, 11 time to go to bed, so
It is strange when you get so used to whatever schedule they put you on, and then they throw a curveball, and you're almost like, do I dare believe that this is now the new normal? Or is
Right.
this just like a little break in all of it? Yeah.
Well, and we just got him on, some meds starting yesterday. We're gonna see if it helps his, like, focus, cause like, nighttime especially, he'll act like he's tired. Like, right now, he's out watching TV, playing on his tablet in the living room, and he looks just, like, exhausted, but I know the minute he gets in his bed, he's gonna be getting up, playing with stuff. Now he's into, you missed it before you guys jumped on. He's, like, obsessed with Funko Pops now.
Oh.
So I've been giving him all my, like, cheapy ones out of my closet, and, he just keeps asking for more. And, so now our living room is just covered. We have pop boxes, they're out of the box. I don't take mine out of the box usually, but and then, so it was physical media, that was what he was collecting first, and so we had a bunch of that in the living room, and now we have that, and I put it in a bin, and now it's Funko Pops or collect just whatever, collectibles in general. So I'm like, "Alright," and Jess is like she's like, You wanted him to be just like you." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I'm not even this obsessed with Funko now." Like, this kid is like they're all over I keep cleaning them up off the couch because our couch is like a big L, and so he stacks them on the back of the couch, and there's like 20 boxes out there. I'm like, "Okay, we need to be able to move through the house. We don't wanna be a hoarder."
I have a confession to make, mainly to my wife here. I got on the Nendoroid website today,
Oh
and I have a cart
God.
full.
Oh
I haven't bought
God.
an Nendoroid for years, like probably like 2 years. Uh, but they do have two Kill a Kill, like final versions of Ryuku Matoi and like the main evil.
Yeah,
They're
come on,
very
Aaron.
like, and they also have Asuka from Black Clover. He looks pretty
See,
cool.
How can you say no to that?
Asta.
Other
Yeah. I hear
Sorry,
this.
I was thinking Asuka,
I
but
hear this and I go, oh, okay, well, that is pretty cool. That is pretty
and
cool.
we have
And then I just remember all those years of there's always another one that's yeah, but wait, they have so and so now.
look
They
at
have
the
and it's
but
yeah, that one's
look
cool too.
look at the
That's
Ryuku
cool
Matoi
too.
one,
Oh well.
and let me know if I can get that one. That would be nice.
Yeah, like, I haven't really I kinda stopped with Funko just because like, there's a lot of cool stuff still coming out, and there's, like, franchises coming out now that, like, I've been wanting for a long time for them to make, but I'm just like, now you guys are they put a new thing out every 2 weeks, and I'm like, "Okay, I can't collect all this stuff. I'm sorry." If I wanna
It's a
enjoy some
losing
other
battle
things,
for
like
a collector because there's so much the second you get one, it's like, well, wait, now my
yeah.
collection is this much closer to being complete.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I just, I don't
Just-
know. There's just too much. When I'd rather nowadays, I'd rather spend my money on like
Wait, show that.
conventions or
This is
Oh,
ooh, oh, that is cool.
I
yeah.
cosplayed this character for a bunch of cons too,
Oh,
Reiko
did you
McAvoy.
really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Nice.
she's badass. It's a great series, Kill a Kill. It's actually an older anime too, but
and I have all of her other variants for the Nendoroid. So like, there's even a special edition variant where she comes in like like her school clothes and stuff. Like, so this is the only one I'm missing, Aaron, to complete my collection.
it's just like film equipment. I swear to
Until
God,
next time.
Androids,
Yeah.
Funkos, film equipment. This is the last one I need to complete my
Yep.
set, my collection, and
I
then it'll
have
be
to collect
perfect.
the
I'll have
Well,
Infinity
everything.
it's a
Gauntlet.
lot cheaper than an O'Connor tripod. So
Nendoroids and movies are a lot cheaper than film equipment.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But at
Yeah.
least with film equipment, you can film the movie with them, so you have that.
well, we could do a movie with starring Nendoroids,
We
kind of like
could.
they did the Funko Pop.
Oh,
When
So,
I was
stop motion.
like 10 years old, I used to take that little video camera, whatever that was around, like DVR, whatever it was,
Oh
around
yeah, yeah, the little handheld
the
ones.
little handheld, and I would take my Barbies and whatever, or even if cousins were around, it didn't matter, and I would make little skits and stuff. But specifically, my favorite was with the Barbies, and it was Summer House, and it had like a whole intro song and everything. And I made sure you never saw my hand in all the edits and everything.
Nice.
Now you make me want to do one with Nendroids.
and you can do it with Anya, and you can use the
Oh my dude,
Alexa.
Yeah,
it's like
Yeah.
he's pitched something before. This is
Yeah.
amazing. This is
And
how
there's
this is
this
how
guy
we're watching a
right
master at
And
work.
it's really
That's
all
right.
about Anya's creativity,
Right.
and this has nothing to do with my personal desire to get anything.
because
This
Anya
is
really wants to be looking at these females.
Yeah.
empowering.
Those are really
bold
cool though.
characters.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
They really are. I mean,
They
their
are.
whole character arc is pretty fantastic. And
It
we won't get
is.
into the weeds on
It
this, but
is.
Kill la Kill is a fun. I think Kill la Kill is a great anime to get into after you've been totally bit by the anime bug, because there are a lot of things about it that kind of jump the shark, from the costuming to the general ideology and like kind of story world building. But if you're into anime, Kill la Kill is a fantastic. It's just a fantastic all around fun piece, and if you know the tropes and stuff, it plays even better.
That's cool.
Kill la Kill is amazing. That
Yeah,
actually would be an interesting live action one.
I'm sure
That
it'll.
would
Be tough.
It probably will. It might happen. They seem to be starting to get the hang of like turning them into live action. I haven't seen any of the live action stuff, but I know like, well, One Piece, the TV show, seems to be doing really well.
One Piece has kind of broken the curse.
Yeah, One Piece is. I watched the newest season, and it was like they do a really good job of implementing a lot of the costuming elements and world building elements into the actual kind of production, as opposed to kind of reinventing it. I think there are certain creative changes that they make that are, more based off of the preferences of the people making the show, which is totally okay, because that's putting your own stamp on it, and that's kind of what it is. I might go with a more like truest perspective in one way or another, but all in all, you really can't complain. I mean, it's as close as you can get to a perfect live action adaptation. The only one being better from my, experience, the Roni Kenshin anime
okay.
adaptation, which
Yeah.
is a 3-movie slate, and it's all 3 movies are fantastic. The only thing I would change in those would be the head dressing for the main villain, Shishodo. I forget his name. But anyway, the main guy who's got burns all over, and he's like a super assassin samurai guy. They use like a vinyl head dressing on him, because he's bandaged all up, and it would take way too long to actually bandage him. I would have used the vinyl, and I would have topped the vinyl with one layer of actual gauze, just so you had the depth of gauze, because it's really hard to get that depth in anything but gauze, because it's so porous, and it's got the way the fabric moves is very strange. But I mean, that's my only complaint of the entire thing, and I absolutely love those movies. It's a fantastic series.
Well, it's cool because like I hear celebrities that are into anime that you wouldn't expect, like Jamie Lee Curtis, like she loves anime apparently. Um, I think she was a lot of fans, or maybe it was her pitching the idea, but she wanted to be in One Piece. And then I forget who got cast instead of her, but she was just at a CinemaCon, I think, and they were asking her about it, and she was praising whoever the actress was that was in the role that she wanted to do. So
Well, there are
really
so
cool.
many characters in One Piece that you could really. It's kind of like how Harry Potter took all of the royalty, like the original movies of English cinema actors, and because there are so many roles, and we're able to completely kind of hire the best of the best, but all of them. One Piece is that on steroids, because you have like hundreds of characters if they are able to complete the series, which is the only thing that I'm worried about, is because Netflix has got all this money. And I'm
Right.
like, you've got a winning series. Like, stop beating around the bush. Commit to making another 20 seasons. Like, even if you lose the money, okay, it's a tax write-off. It's a
Yeah.
small, checking error in your billion-dollar empire. Like, commit to it, keep the sets built, have the crew roll over in the same way that, the Weinsteins bet on Lord of the Rings, and they were like,
Right.
okay, we'll do all three at one time, and look how that worked out. Obviously, fantastically. It's like, first
Mhm.
season, proof of concept. All right, now greenlight another 20 seasons. Let's get the whole series done. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how much Netflix makes, especially when none of their stuff goes to theatrical. Like, that's so nuts to me. It's like, how do you get all that? I mean, even if every American was like using Netflix, like that's still in my head, it just doesn't add up like that they make that much money. But it's cool. They make some cool stuff. They're
They
really good at documentary. I mean, Netflix, whoever they get to make their docu-series and stuff, they're always really good. So
And just speaking to the other side of that coin, to the any Amazon folks watching, I'm a lifelong Warhammer 40,000 player. It was born on like the same year
ooh,
that I was born. If you need a director who will do what Peter Jackson did for Lord of the Rings,
Mhm.
I
nice. I know Henry
Him.
Cavill's
Yep.
like really pushing for that to get made.
God, that world, I've read I haven't read any of the books, but I've done all the audio books because again, it's perfect,
Mhm.
editing, background noise, color correcting, visual effects, kind of just noise fodder. And I love this series. I love the stories and the characters. I mean, the world is so rich with detail and interesting storylines, and the authors who write those books are so brilliant in the way they incorporate real mythology, science, and I mean, it's almost like a thesaurus of interesting facts that you would never hear anywhere else, all laced into this like super scientific dystopian kind of charismatic world with these Arnold Schwarzenegger-esque super giants, which just make it all like pop. It's I don't know, I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but awesome stuff from Warhammer. That would be cool though.
Are either one of you guys into Warhammer or players at all,
No,
patrons?
I don't know much about the universe. I hear people talk about it randomly, and I see
Perfect.
Mhm.
the figures at because McFarlane does figures for him. Actually, I just saw a really cool Warhammer figure at wait, was it Warhammer? Yeah, I think it was Warhammer. At Walmart the other day. It was like a deluxe figure, and it was highly detailed. It was really cool. Um, but yeah, I don't know other than hearing people talk about it, but
Well, it's perfect because I'm now going to anoint you both blood angels. You're both sons of Sanguinius, so you're in my army. that's
nice.
my that's my chapter.
Yes, my lord.
Well, I mean, it's not my chapter like
As
personally.
long
I
as we
brought the
get as long
Pure
as we get
chapter.
Aaron,
That's like
I'm
the
I'm
chapter
down.
that I started with. So
We
you
need
know,
a master swordsman.
Yeah.
So as
perfect.
long as we have Aaron, we're good.
We're in need of bloodthirsty heroes who are willing to vanquish all the Xenos forces and Chaos forces across the galaxy and fight, holy war for the Emperor of Terra. That's
Nice.
We might need to get a orange headband on our team too.
Yes.
He's
yeah.
kind of fierce. That's so funny that his like stomach was hurting.
Mhm. So they're going off script. The daughter's giving them, like, "Hey, we're going improv, guys."
It's so funny to think about the making of this movie because like an actual camera crew is following the fake camera crew following the actor.
The
Right.
Yeah, following the fake camera crew. It's Inception. It's crazy.
I think I
See,
did see
because
Leo.
remember I said it was like a documentary cruise following the, like, oh, what's going on here? But yes, it's the live crew is following the fake crew, and then we have a film crew that's filming the whole thing.
And the film dies down.
Mhm. Mm. Yeah, she's crazy.
And I'll throw out another another anime / set of movies, but Evangelion on Neon Genesis.
Oh, nice. I have seen.
Yes.
I saw the when I worked at the video store. I had heard good things about the anime, so I bought the first season on Blu-ray and like took it home. I didn't we didn't have a used copy to rent, so I just bought it because it was pretty inexpensive. But I did and I watched that first season. I just never got the other seasons in, so it was good though.
The movies
so good.
the movies get confusing with the redux, and like they kind of like rehash a lot of the stuff because the movies were made like years and years later, and they go over some of the same material, but then they change the characters, and it's very interesting. But my favorite is that first season, and my favorite episode is the introduction of Asuka. Like Asuka is like, I don't know why, Dragon Ball Z Goku was always like my absolute favorite, but for some reason the attitude that Asuka throws and like the red mech that she has was like top tier for me. What do you like?
I'm sorry. I can't stop watching. This is so funny. The mom going off script.
Yeah, the
She's
mom.
lost
Mhm.
herself in the role. She's
She's
going
got a
crazy.
Just
freaking
kicking everybody.
axe.
And with the pum.
Yeah, she's good too. Just the right amount of crazy.
I rewatched the first half of One Cut of the Dead like 4 months ago, and I just never got around to finishing it. Obviously, I remembered the twist, but so now I'm like totally hooked in the second half.
Yeah, it's just it's unique. That's awesome.
And like Kyle's been saying with our movie watching, like I'm sure y'all experience, and especially when they're babies, my movie watching has now been reduced to a cell phone and my wireless headphones when she's asleep, like
Yep.
on me or beside me. So I haven't even watched anything on an iPad in a while.
Yeah, it
This is a
gets tough.
true night out.
Well, and then
Mhm.
my son with his autism, like he will, like he'll have his tablet, he'll have the Roku TV in the living room, and then like he'll try to use like my cell phone or Jess's cell phone. So he'll watch a YouTube video or like a cartoon that he likes, the same scene, and he'll sync them all three of them up, and like we'll just hear him on repeat for like, and he's so good at rewinding to the same. He'll start the same 15-second clip. He starts at the same spot every time. Like he just knows how to stop
Perfect
it.
sync. Yeah.
So yeah, but like when I try to take him to go to bed, like I'll put on reruns of like Seinfeld or we've been watching Big Bang Theory recently. Um, just because I put something on that I don't think he'll want to watch and he'll just go to sleep. But it's funny because like the other day I was in the kitchen and I heard the Seinfeld like bass like playing, and I was like, I turned around in the living room and like he found Seinfeld on Netflix and was like playing Seinfeld. I was like, you are my son. This is good.
Yeah,
I was
Zeke
like,
had
you're watching.
Seinfeld on the other day. and I just saw he just set it down on the counter because he was doing dishes, and I saw it was Jerry and Elaine, and I knew exactly the scene that we were about to do, and I
Nice.
said, "All right, buddy, you can stop. Watch this scene. It is some of the best comedy ever done."
Yeah.
And it's the rental car scene when he's like,
Oh, and
"We have
the
a reservation.
yeah,
I'm sorry, we have a no. I
we
made a
actually gave
reservation.
your
Yes,
car.
but we actually yeah. Oh, okay. You're
He's
great
like,
at taking a reservation. You're just not good at holding the reservation, which is really much the main part of having the
yeah,
reservation. Anybody can take a reservation. Anybody, just
yeah. That's like a really long joke too in that scene.
yeah. So,
Yeah, Seinfeld's a show that I can just I put it on as like background noise a lot. Just 'cause I've seen it so many times, but The
My parents
Office
used to
too.
always have Seinfeld playing
And
when I
see,
was
mhm,
this
growing up.
this is the
Always.
hole in my game because I know of Seinfeld. Obviously, I've seen a number of the episodes, but I would not be able to. Obviously, the Soup Nazi. I've seen enough
mhm,
online, and like I know enough about
Yeah.
that character and
Yeah.
those, and I know the general characters for everyone. And the archetypes. But
mhm.
I was watching probably Dragon Ball Z or something else while I
Yeah, I
For
have a lot of
sure.
friends
was.
who, yeah, they over the years, like I've discovered that I had a couple in college that I did performing arts with, and I was like, they were just bashed. They're like, dude, Seinfeld is so stupid, and I was like, you know what, you're stupid. Get it. So then, but like I know there's a ton of people who just like don't care for that show, and I mean, I get it. The older I've gotten, I'm like, okay, maybe like when it first came out. But I watched it with, like, my dad. It was on every channel, like, reruns were on Fox and TBS, and
Mhm,
so, like, it was a lot of times when you'd go out of town at a relative's or at a hotel, that was the only thing you could watch because all the other channels were just, like, news channels and stuff, so
mhm.
I don't know, Seinfeld and The Office have always kinda just stuck with me, so
No, I thought it was what the episodes that I have seen. I think are all great. Like, I'm nothing against the show. I just was never an avid like
yeah, no,
knowing my.
it's
I grew up in northern New Jersey, so I lived
right,
Seinfeld. Like that was my
right.
life. Like
Yeah.
so, you know.
Yeah, it was one that I watched when it was on, and then I watched it again on all the reruns, and then when Chris and I got together, we ended up watching from start to finish, which I'd
Oh,
never seen it like episode 1 through the end. And
Right.
so it was like one of those kinda like those were one of the first like shows we kind of just sat down and kind of watched through over the course of, months, but
When
it
there
was
was a
such
ton
a
of people that, like, showed up in just one
mhm.
episode here and there
Oh
that
yeah.
later on became, like, on big shows, like,
Mhm.
I forget her name, the actress who was the wife on Breaking Bad, she was in an episode.
Yep,
oh
and then
yeah.
Bryan
Uh,
Cranston was also
yeah, and
he
then
was in
Bryan
a
Cranston was a
he was a
repeating
couple
character.
episodes.
His
Yeah.
character was super funny. Actually, Bryan Cranston, one of the first things he ever, like, worked on in Hollywood, was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They actually named Billy, the Blue Ranger, his last name on the show is Billy Cranston, and they named him because of
Wow.
Bryan Cranston, and that's why Bryan Cranston is Zordon in the new live action one that came out in, like, 2016 or whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
I didn't know
and
that.
Brian actually he played 2 different creature villains on Mighty Morphin Power. He was, like, the voice or the I don't think he wore the costume, but, like, he did the voice for I think it was the giant fish guy and I forget the other one, but yeah, Bryan Cranston got his, like, big start on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is crazy, so pretty
That's
fun.
awesome.
But yeah, he was the dentist in, Seinfeld, I forget his name, but yeah, he was super funny. Terry Hatcher, I know she was
Mhm.
Mhm.
one of it was usually
They're
Jerry's
real.
girlfriends, like, Jerry's
Yeah.
girlfriends on the show
They're
were all
real and
these
they're perfect. Yeah.
yeah, she was the
Terry Hatcher.
well, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus is
Mhm.
one of I don't know, man, her physical comedy was good back then, like, she's just always
Mhm.
been so funny, I don't know why, she's just got it down.
Hilarious.
Oh, this is great. They broke that pole.
Yeah.
They broke the pole, so now they have to do
Gonna
it
have
with
to
a
make a
human
pyramid.
pyramid.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
they're
And the
being
daughter's like
Show
invented.
taking
must go
over.
on.
Yep.
That's a cool look. I like the blood over the eyes.
Yeah, and the pole would be, I believe, a jib arm.
Yeah, this is fun watching this with you guys because you guys know all the technical stuff.
Yeah, I don't
That
know if
guy's
our
doing a
insurance would ever
squat.
like for us to do a human pyramid on top of on top of a building.
Especially if we had the Alexa up there. I
We
think I
gotta
would
we
be
gotta
like
hold it.
fainting.
I like
We
how
gotta hold it.
the zombie guys are like staying in character on the bottom of the pyramid too.
Mm-hmm.
They're making like zombie faces and stuff. So serious. Man, that lady, her face is so. She's like she reminds me of what's her name from The Incredibles, Edna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, darling.
Nice. Without any trouble. Yeah.
No, no trouble whatsoever.
Those contacts are cool too.
Yeah, those were.
Yeah, we could not afford the contacts for zombie.
Right.
Oh, I'm sure they were
you,
pricey.
you just paid one guy to go in and digitally add them in every single frame. That's
Well,
crazy.
I know a lot of that was. I think we were all working pro bono at that point.
There you go. For sure. For sure.
It's one of those things where had you known, what you know now, back then, we would have
Mm-hmm.
paid for the contacts, and the real thing was to have the eye
Right.
doctor.
Well, the contacts themselves were only a couple $100, but it was a couple $100 plus optometrists to size them. So that was another, minimum $500 per visit. So the contacts per character worked out to be about $1,000 with tax and everything. And then you've got how many zombies? And so you've got like 3 in the tunnels. You've got 4 at the end, 2 at the middle section, and even for our limited amount of zombies.
Whoa! Spoilers.
Whoa! Sorry.
Some people have
Go see ZombieCon Volume 1 on
So
the
it'd have been like-
Screamify app.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
It'd have been $10,000 in contacts right there.
We
Right.
actually had our buddy Matt Spooky Oki. He was on, forget what episode we were doing recently, but
Ready or not.
Ready or Not, yeah, for
Oh,
Ready or
nice.
Not too. And the beginning of that episode, he said he got to finally watch ZombieCon, and he was raving about. He was like, "Man," he's like, "You guys keep talking about it." He's like, "I finally watched it, and he's like, it was so good."
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's
Shout out
Yeah.
to I didn't see him in the chat tonight. He might be. I know he's been busy, but yeah, he really liked it.
That's so awesome.
And we keep getting we keep seeing people, like new people are watching it and stuff. I know you guys have had some more people that have like screened it and watched it and stuff. So I'm like finding these new channels. It's fun. Some of them are
It's
big
fun
channels too. They're like, I saw a woman. She was really good. I just found her review. It's funny because like I think the algorithm, because we do interact with you guys so much, like almost daily I see a new ZombieCon one. They're like, I just watched ZombieCon, and I'm like, poser. But
See, and I feel like honored because I keep finding so many reviewers that I'm reaching out to through the community, through people who've already reviewed it, through like friends of friends, like through y'all's channel, commenters. Like it's all kind of interwoven, like even less the algorithm than it is just like the organic coming
Yeah.
across, like our own community. So it's cool to hear that y'all are then finding more from the zombie
yeah, when
too.
it's cool. Or even like some of my friends, like I know you guys. Well, Kyle was just recently on the Killer Media podcast. Like, we talk to those guys quite often actually because
Oh yeah.
they started kind of yeah, they started around the same time. I think that spring launched Movies That Make You originally. So they're kind of we're we kind of just feed off of each other, but they've been doing some
Mhm.
cool stuff. Like they just had Ruby Modine was like in their studio, which was cool. I've been talking to the horrorcore guys that they work for or whatever. That's how they got that interview, and I've been talking to the horrorcore guys. They're really nice too.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that y'all been interacting, and I was like, "Oh my god, small world."
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
We
it's
know
just
you
it's
guys
just
so
fun.
well.
Like, I mean, there are so many people that are, finding ZombieCon finally, which is cool. But there's few that pop up that I'm like, I already know that person. That's really fun. I'm like,
And the
I'm glad they're
horror
finally watching it.
and the horror review like community, but also just the film review community in general
Yeah.
and podcast criticism, etc., all over Instagram, TikTok. Like everyone is so supportive of each other's channels and content and like the most genuine, awesome comments and support. It's so cool to be
Mhm.
a part of.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's what I to go piggyback on that, Aaron. I think that's why it's so much fun. Like, because I'm all about support, especially like the indie filmmaking and stuff. I think that's more important than any other thing in film right now. So, and it's obviously like, people are reaping the benefits. Like, I can't believe, did you guys hear the news this week that Curry Barker is gonna do Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I
Oh
did.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
like for A24, like I saw that news. I was pop up and I was like, good for him, man. Obsession hasn't even come out yet, and he's already getting like crazy deal. I heard Obsession's amazing. I can't wait to see it when it comes out. But
Mhm.
I thought Milk and Cereal was really good.
I haven't had
Yeah.
my ear to the like basically grindstone on a lot of this stuff. I hear most of my stuff through Instagram when I'm watching your guys' content and like liking stuff. But what is the idea behind Obsession? Because I've heard obviously the name, and I heard the news about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I haven't heard anything about
So
Obsession.
yeah, so Obsession, and they're doing a really cool marketing thing for it. There's a thing in the movie. It's
One
like a
yeah,
wish, yeah, one wish. It's like
Willow.
a yeah willow. It's like a
The
stick, like
Mhm.
in a twist kind of. And some content creators and movie reviewers are like getting that. You can order one on the website, um, like a replica. But basically, this guy, I guess he's like he wants to date this girl. He thinks this girl's like really attractive. So he breaks the one wish willow or whatever, and then she becomes like really obsessed, and I guess it's just done really well.
Yeah.
Um,
He
like it's
basically
been
says,
screened at
he says, I want her to love me more than anything else," and then breaks
yeah,
it. And then it's like
but then it gets out of hand like
yeah,
quickly. Yeah,
she
like
is super obsessed, to the point that it's scary, and she's, like, somewhat possessed, and stuff, so
yeah, if you get a chance, just watch the new trailer that just dropped for I think it came out during South by Southwest recently. But the some people got to screen it there, and everybody who's got to screen it said it's fantastic. So I
So
can't wait for
Javier
it to
would
come out.
give him the same advice that he gave Aaron.
I was just thinking, I was waiting for my in here to be like, coming from Claire, careful what you wish for.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, no, but it
exactly.
looks great. But I mean, just to see a big YouTuber like get a huge franchise like like
Awesome.
I
Oh,
saw
I
that
didn't
announced.
realize that he was. I thought the story involved a YouTuber. I didn't realize he was a YouTuber.
No, so like Curry, it's funny. So Curry also comes from the comedy back. So like Curry and his buddy, who's also in the movie Obsession, they were both in Milk and Cereal, which you can watch for free on YouTube. He did a not a short
Like, s
film, but it's like an
it's
hour
like
and
70 minutes.
15. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
But very well, I mean, very independently shot. But Curry stars in it. But it's called Milk and Cereal, like serial killer. It's spelled like serial killer. And that was really awesome. But like all these comedy people are just they have a knack for I mean, we Jordan Peele and then
Mhm.
obviously Zach Krager like
Zach
knocked
Carter,
it out of
yeah.
the park with Barbarian and Weapons, and then his Resident Evil is about to come out, and apparently it's fantastic. Like some people got to test screen it, and they said it's so good. They said it's way more accurate to like the video games and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um, and
Nice.
he filmed it in Prague, which is a cool choice,
Mhm.
um, But yeah, Zach, I mean, it's just all these YouTube people, and then the kid who did Backrooms, the short series of
Mhm.
Backrooms,
Mhm.
A24, they're putting that movie out, and he's gonna be the youngest director ever. Now he's like 19 years old. He just filmed Backrooms, and it's coming out through A24. Markiplier, obviously the Iron Lung.
Did you see Iron Lung?
We did.
Yeah.
We just had the makeup effects team on for an interview.
Oh my god, I have to go back and watch that.
Me
I
too.
Oh,
totally
it's
That's
so
fun.
it's
They're
so
great.
fun. Like we had such like Jason Vines and Anna Fugate Downs. They're both in
Yeah.
Austin, Texas, and they filmed the movie at Troublemaker
Troublemaker, yeah.
Studios, where Robert Rodriguez's studio. He let them use their like back lot to do all the stuff, but they gave us so much cool behind the scenes stuff, and they've worked on The Walking Dead, and they've worked on just they've worked with some awesome people. Anna's worked with Richard Linklater. Jason's worked with Robert Rodriguez on a couple. He worked on Alita Battle Angel, which I love that
Mhm.
I
movie.
love that movie. Yeah, it's
Um, but
fantastic.
he now he's like really good friends with Sprang and I, because he's been asking us. He did a really nice review on his channel. Like
Of our
after we
interview with
did
him. Yeah.
it was like a green screen of like a picture of the interview of like the four of us. And he was like, I was just on the Movies That Make You, and it was so much fun. And he's like, these guys know their stuff. Um, but then he's trying to do his own podcast on like makeup effects and stuff. But he has a makeup studio in Austin called ATXFX. So like Austin, Texas FX.
Cool.
But their Markiplier gave them permission to do spoilers and stuff. So on his Instagram, him and Anna have been putting out like behind the scenes videos and pictures of like Markiplier with all the makeup and the craziness and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, they broke a record. It was kind of cool on our interview. Um, I I put out a couple factoids, and Jason and Anna had not heard those yet. So they were like hearing it through our podcast for the first time, which was really awesome. But
Was
yeah,
this most blood used?
Mhm.
most blood.
I might
And
have
they
seen this
blew
come through my channel one like through Instagram or
Yeah,
something, a clip or something or
Yeah,
other.
I posted like 2 or 3 clips from it, from each interview to kinda promote it, and, so
yeah, they
yeah.
beat out. I think the the last not Evil Dead Rise, but the one from
Yeah.
like 2013. I think that one had like 50,000 gallons of blood, and the craziest part about Iron Lung, they broke the record with 80,000 gallons, but most of it is all in like the final act. That's the craziest
Oh
Mhm.
part,
my
is like
god.
Yeah.
Markiplier, like
'Cause they filled so he's in
yeah,
this submarine is the story,
yeah.
and it was what was the device that they were
Oh,
using?
the uh
It's
something
basically
Mac.
like it's the thing that moves the device so that
Usually they'll use them for
helicopter
movies for
shots,
like helicopters
I
or
know what you're
jet or
talking about.
car,
Yeah, I don't know
but
the
like the
name.
Flomac or something,
yeah, but
anyway.
they put Markiplier in this thing and filmed most of the movie, all and Markiplier, he's the lead actor in it. He produced it. He's like a huge fan of the game that it's based off of. And then he has like 3 million subscribers on YouTube playing video games and stuff. So he was able to fund most of the $3 million budget. But they made the top 40 list for highest grossing independent movies. And I told them like live on the podcast, like
Mhm.
what movies they were next to, and Anna was just like, "Oh my god!" I was like, you didn't hear that?" And she's like, "Yeah, this is the first time I've heard that."
Yeah, it was
It's
fun.
We've had some really cool stuff happen recently. Like it's not out yet, but we interviewed Mike P. Nelson, who directed the new Silent Night, Deadly Night that just came out,
Nice.
which was awesome. That movie is so much fun. And
Mike Levy.
he did the Jason short that came
Oh, yeah,
out
yeah.
last year, the Jason universe, they teamed up with Angry Orchard, and they wanted someone to make like a Jason short film. And so he did that, and they made a Funko Pop for his Jason last year for Hot Topic Scare Fair, but he didn't even know. And so we were doing the interview with him, and I had I bought 2 of those Jason pops and I had an extra one. So the pop that he has of his Jason is from like I sent it to him.
Oh my
And
god.
so because I showed it to him on the we were
Yeah.
recording and he like he didn't ever hear about that
You didn't even
coming out.
know.
I was like,
Yeah.
look at this look Funko Pop that of your guy. And he was like,
Yeah.
that's so cool. And I was like, I have an extra one. I'll just send it to you. So he sent me some autograph like he did the remake of Wrong Turn and he also did
Mhm.
what was the other one? He did another movie that was on DVD or whatever. So he was like, "I'll trade you. I'll send you Blu-ray of Wrong Turn signed and now he Ruby Modine and Rohan Campbell, who were in Silent Night, Deadly Night, they're gonna be at Frightmare. So I was trying to see if they would get Mike to be there, but he was like, "Yeah, if you meet Ruby and Rohan," he's like, "Just send me whatever. I'll just sign the Silent Night, Deadly Night thing or whatever." But yeah, it's been really fun. We did Mike Levy, who works on like the Terrifier movies. He's a producer on those. He did directed Stream that came out on Amazon Prime recently. Um, but yeah, we've had
Y'all have been
some fun
absolutely
ones.
crushing it. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you said a couple months ago when we were messaging about this eventually getting together for this, and that you guys have been so busy and have had so many episodes and exciting people. That's just like nonstop. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
It
it's
is.
funny because we didn't I mean, so, like, I just joined as official co-host to start the year, and we had these ideas for creators conversations, and so I just started randomly messaging, whoever on Instagram, and I didn't think I'd hear back from anybody, and I heard back from almost all but, like, 2 of the first 10 that I so we
Amazing.
We
February and
were
March, we were, like
like
we didn't have a break, like, we were
yeah.
recording, like, 3 episodes a week, plus our prep episodes, plus the
Yeah.
live watches, so, like, there was 1 week where I think we had, like, 4 recordings 1 week, and we were
Yeah.
both like, "Dude, this is" I mean, we're having a blast, but we're like, "This
Right.
is
Like,
so
hey, we need to
much," like
let's pace ourselves a little bit. But the good part about that is that I mean, we've got them in the tank.
Yeah,
So
so they're ready
now
to go, yeah,
I just edit them, as we need them and then
Right.
release them and so I'm trying to get ahead on that, but it's fine. It's fine. The
yeah,
rhythm I have right now it works. And so but I've got those interviews in the hopper and so when I'm ready to pop them. And the interviews are really low edit like
yeah,
the prep episodes take a little bit more because there's I try to make it a little more clean, like
yeah,
if we mess up a name or something, oh, I forgot what was that? Oh, let's look it up. Okay, let me
right.
try that again. Like I do some of that to just make it feel more like we we got our act together.
Well,
But
and the on top of the interviews, we haven't made the official announcement yet, but
yeah,
we are going to be the official host of the Q&A panels at OKC HorrorCon this year. Um,
yeah,
which is like,
you heard it here
yeah,
first,
yeah,
guys.
you heard it here first. The I mean, it's ready to be out in the open. The guy who runs
Yeah,
it, Rod, he just forgot to ask me to like for the logo, so he's gonna add that in. But yeah, it's crazy. We're gonna get to interview like there's a Sons of Anarchy panel with like Ron Perlman and like 3
two or
other
three
guys
other
from Sons
guys.
of Anarchy. There's a Scream panel with Rose McGowan, Roger Jackson, and uh, Marley Shelton. Um,
There's Jamie
Derek Mears,
Presley,
who's like
Derek
oh yeah, Jamie
Mears.
Presley. We're gonna get to interview Jamie Presley.
Yeah,
So yeah, like I reached out to Rod and I know we always hang out at the cons and stuff when I go to his cons and I messaged him like 2 months ago and I was like, hey man, we just started doing these creators conversations and like we're just kind of looking for experience and I know you're trying to like cut back on the funds for the OKC horror this year because he moved it out of the convention center. So I was like, we would be honored if we could just you don't have to pay us or anything. Like we just as long as we have the microphones and stuff, we would love to do it. And he was like, I would love for you guys to do it. He's like that actually helps me out a lot. He's like this is so cool. And he's like
yeah,
I'll at least get you guys like VIP passes so you can Oh, and I forgot about the big one. They're doing the 4 people from
yeah.
Twilight are gonna be
Twilight.
there, and
Yeah,
Nice.
the
they're
Cullens.
doing yeah, the
Yeah,
Cullen family.
Collins.
and they're doing an event out on the lake here in Oklahoma. Um, they're gonna show the first movie, and then they're gonna do a Q&A with the 4 people, and, like, there's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be, like, torches, and, like, it's gonna be outside and stuff, so that's gonna be really cool. We're gonna host
Going
that.
full going full circle from that back to the father of the Colon clan used to go to that gym all the
Oh,
time.
nice. He's gonna be there. Yeah, he's gonna be there.
Yeah, ask him about the equinox on Sunset circa what 2019. Like
Yeah,
he used to
That's
be there
awesome.
like all the time.
nice. And I
Yeah,
knew
we'll
him from Nurse Betty also,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Like he was in
yeah.
that with yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, no, we'll have to, yeah, I wanna eventually sit down with Rod. Hopefully, we can, might not be this year, but I'll try to get you guys out here because 'cause that'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be so
That'd be
badass.
awesome.
I
Yeah,
know you were
we
saying we got to schedule our creators conversations about autonomous. I just
Yeah.
wanted to get like the screener situation
Hmm.
so we knew when we could send that out.
Yeah, and I've been
Yeah,
honestly
no rush because we're probably, I mean,
We're
we
still a couple
already
months.
have
We still got yeah.
yeah, we
So
got, like, probably 4 more that we haven't put out yet, so, like, that'll get us through for a little bit, so
yeah,
yeah.
let us know because
Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just gonna say in terms of autonomous, I've been like an ostrich with my head in the sand, just working on all the post production on it. So I've been kind of like trying to keep touch with everything and like keep abreast of what's going on, but I keep seeing all these awesome movies that are coming out. I'm like really excited. Like obviously movie theaters are not in the ballpark for us right now. You guys talked to us after the last movie we went out to, like
Hmm.
literally,
Yeah.
which was probably part of the romantic experience we had with that movie because I was like,
We had been
I
a
haven't
movie
been to a
theater in like a
theater in
year.
a year.
Yeah.
Like this is so awesome. I got a
Yes.
drink. I was sitting there.
You could
It
have
was
you could have
probably
sat us down with like the shittiest movie ever. We would have been like, oh my god, just
yeah,
so
it
mind
when you
blown.
get to get out, when you have a kid, like, we have a really nice theater right next to my neighborhood, and if I do get to go, I usually have to either go while he's at ABA because he's there for, like, 4 hours, or, like, hope that he goes to bed and I can catch, like, a 10 o'clock showing, and even though
Hmm.
when I do that, I love it, but it's weird because 'cause I'm, like, the only one in the movie, like, including employees. Like,
Yeah.
when I leave the theater, the lights are still on and stuff, but I can never
There's
find a
nobody there.
soul.
Yeah.
I'm, like, the only person in the whole theater. I'm like "I had a great time at the movies, but where
You
is
may as well
everyone?"
be at home with a great
funny
system.
funny enough, that's exactly the same when we've gone to see a couple movies that we have, right? Avatar being the last one
Yeah,
in
true.
Florida. We're
It's
going
like a
in we're
ghost
going in the
town,
middle of the day, like on a
Hmm.
random weekday. And I'm like at the
empty,
concession stands and I'm like, hello, because you know it's all digital check-in. You
right?
scan your ticket. There's no one checking your ticket. There's no one serving concessions. And like I think we found the manager and he's like, oh yeah, someone will be here in like 15 minutes. They're running late. I'm like, yeah, but the movie's already like started. Like
Right.
I gotta
Yeah.
get the stuff and get in there.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, I'll get it for you. And I'm like, all right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, times at the movies, I mean, it's rare when you're a parent, especially those early years, but it's also just, like, not I do have fun still, but it's not the same as,
Not the
like,
same as
when it used to be,
yeah.
so that
I
part's
I
kinda
don't
sad, but
I hit up a movie by myself pretty regularly. Tuesday nights are like my movie night. So like Kristen's at the gym, she's working at the gym on Tuesday nights. The boys are fine at the house. And so I'll like a couple weeks ago I did a double feature. I did
The Bride
uh The
and
Bride and then that one with Zazie Beats. That they
oh,
want to kill they're going to kill you,
yeah, yeah,
which
yeah,
is like the kind of like a Ready or Not ish, like everybody's out to kill her the whole movie kind of thing. Um, so that was fun. And then this past Tuesday, speaking of anime or at least Japanese inspired animation, Speed Racer. I went and saw Speed Racer in IMAX on Tuesday night, and
Oh, cool.
that was amazing. And I know when it first came out, I was not as keen on it, but watching it now in 2026 and like I was and also recognizing that they were trying to make a children's movie. I think
right,
going into it, I was like expecting Matrix Volume 2, and so I was disappointed because it was a kid movie. So going into it this time knowing, okay, it's a kids movie and I'm, it's a different era. We're in a different era now. and I was just like, this is so much fun, so crazy, what the Wachowskis did with this film. But yeah, that was my
Speaking of the
Tuesday movie.
Wachowskis, I just rewatched in the background. YouTube just started playing it for whatever reason. It was their movie with
With
Channing
Cloud
Tatum.
Oh,
Atlas.
Jupiter Ascending.
Oh, Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, look, the makeup that was put on Channing Tatum was a little bit ridiculous. I get that. But like everything else about that movie is badass. Like
Oh
I don't
yeah, like
understand why people
the
hated on it.
sets and stuff are so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
idea, like it's totally it falls in line with great science fiction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Earth is a harvest planet, like everyone's, biological material for these. I mean, you've heard this type of story in a million different science fiction films that it's not out of the realm of, it's not like jumping the shark in terms of ideology and like the way that it works. And I mean, the acting is fantastic. The visual effects are great. I mean, especially for the time, I was like, I guess the Channing Tatum makeup, it is, I mean, I can't,
Yeah.
they could have used the people from Iron Lung to probably fix it up a little
Oh
bit,
yeah.
make it a little not to throw shade at the makeup artist because they did great on all the other characters, but that Channing Tatum
Yeah,
makeup
he was kind of
Yeah.
silly, but
is a
he had
little
like
rough to
elf
watch.
ears or whatever. He had like pointy ears or whatever.
Yeah, which doesn't really make sense because he's a
Yeah.
dog, and it's like if you're gonna give him ear makeup, like give him the floppy ears.
Right.
You're gonna go in a direction.
That would be a choice. That would be a choice.
Yeah, for the in the Iron Lung, they there's a part where they told us about Markiplier because the ending sequence, like the final act, is they show it in the trailer, but that's where like a lot of the blood is because he like puts his whole body in this huge pool of blood and he comes out, and I guess like they had to like because Markiplier apparently like doesn't stop till he's a perfectionist, like he did not till it's done, even if he's in like pain or like he doesn't care. So Anna was like, I told his wife, I'm like, you have to take him to the hospital because he was in there with like open eyes, and so he had like pus coming out of his eyes in real
Mm-hmm.
life
His eyes
because
were infected. Yeah.
his eyes were infected from all because he was like literally submerged. He had a big contact lens in one eye, and Jason says on a behind the scenes thing on Instagram that looked red, but that wasn't on purpose. That was like
That
his eye
was
was
like
really
literal.
like infected.
Mm-mm.
And he has all this prosthetic stuff on his body and stuff. But yeah, he like took it and there's the NACMO, that's what it was called, the
That's it.
NACMO.
Nailed it.
So the NACMO, there's a scene in the movie where because it's really throwing him around in there, and he like there's a scene where he goes basically like loses gravity and like goes up to the ceiling, and it's like for real. And Anna said he like hurt his shoulder, but like he didn't care, he just like kept going. She's like, you're really like hurt, you should probably take a break. And he's like, no, I'll be fine.
Your
And he just
adrenaline's
kept
gonna wear off, and it's
And
gonna
see
it's
what
not gonna be pretty.
and I know a little bit about the behind the scenes. I can't wait to actually see it. I'm waiting for it to come out digitally.
I think
Or
you'll enjoy. He just announced today. It'll. I think YouTube. It should be available digitally. It might be available now. Actually, I don't remember.
okay, awesome.
But
Well,
he had to make himself a distributor in order to do it,
Yeah.
or aggregator. So now Markiplier is now an aggregator of films, so he can
that's
release
awesome.
films himself.
That's
Well, I was gonna say the stories that you're telling me. It sounds like you've got. I mean, it is what he is, right? He was director and actor of the film, so you've got like the nonstop, kind of. We need to do this of the director, but you've now manifested that in the actor, which usually actors are known, like the best actors are known for shouldering through injuries, and you hear like these stories on set. Someone broke something, but they got through that last scene, or Leonardo DiCaprio slapping the glass on the table in Django, right, and continuing with the scene. But you put that determination for the scene to be done with the director, and now the whole day has to be done with that same level of determination, and you've created a monster.
Yeah,
I feel like so.
absolutely.
I can't find it on Google, but I know he just he streams on YouTube a lot and Twitch and stuff, and he just made a statement today, I think, that the digital is coming soon, and he said it'll
Yeah.
probably hit YouTube first, and then he's hoping to put out a physical media copy as well. So
Yeah, he's
I'm
gonna do
sure there'll be a
Blu-rays.
physical
Yeah.
media copy. That'd be awesome.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
we nerded out with Jason and Anna because like yeah, they both like physical media too, and we were just like, man, we can't. I was like, I gotta get a physical media copy of that. It's gonna be
What they
awesome.
should do is they should do. I don't know if you guys remember in the '90s, and I'm sure they still do it now, but like they used to have plastic with liquid in the middle layer, and so like you could float around. They should release a physical copy with a custom case that has blood in that center layer. So like you
Yeah,
turn it and like the blood moves around
100%.
the front of the case a little bit.
yeah.
Cool.
I
Or
know
like
it's
the
Yeah.
a little bit pricey
submarine.
to make, but you know they
You
made a
could
ton
have
of
like
money
the
on the film.
submarine, like a
Yeah,
cardboard and then that could float up when you like
a
tip
little
it up
plastic
like it's
version that like
floating.
moves
Yeah,
up and down. I mean, look, they made a ton of
That's
money on the
awesome.
film. Markiplier's already a millionaire. Like,
I'm
right.
seeing a
spend the $1 million
Funko
and put
of
it out there.
Markiplier
I'll
with the
buy.
red
I'll
contact
buy
and
10
yellow pus
copies.
coming out of his eyes
Yeah,
with all the
Yeah,
blood.
An
that
actual
definitely.
behind the
Now I
scenes
want to see that.
nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be
no,
a sick
he
physical media collecting edition, though. Like something
yeah.
with an interactive
Mhm.
element.
That would be.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. I mean, it's Spring and I both we didn't play the video game or anything, so we kind of just went word of mouth. Like I saw the trailer for Iron Lung, and I heard it was based on a video game, and I just thought it looked cool. No matter what, I
Mhm.
saw the trailer, I was like, that looks freaking awesome. So just I went opening weekend, and there was like one seat left up on the. It was a terrible seat. It was like behind the whatever, but I was ecstatic because like it was a sold out showing. There was like that whole day of showings for Iron Lung
That's
were
too
all sold
cool.
out. Yeah, I was like, this is what the movies used to be like.
Right.
This is
That's
awesome.
Mhm.
that's the way to see it.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
Yep.
that infectious energy that kind of spreads through a theater, and it's so missing from today. I don't know if it's because we've got more theaters or the movies
right.
are what they used to be or whatever. They obviously we've got. I'm sure it's
And
a
people aren't going out
a
for the movies
host
as
of a million
much.
Yeah.
things. They're also expensive, right? Let's be real. Like
Mhm.
Oh,
it's
for
expensive
sure.
to go to the theaters, especially with a family. You've got
Yeah.
sessions are ridiculously overpriced. The tickets themselves are super expensive, and you're dropping $100 for four people. Where back in the '90s, it was like
Yeah.
$20 theaters.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That
exactly.
was the whole thing. I remember going to Friendlies in the '90s, and my dad used to put a $20 bill on the table, and that would cover two kids meals, two adult meals, and tip for 20%.
Yeah.
Right.
And like that
Yeah,
was
no,
Crazy.
times have gotten my friend just texted me that because at CinemaCon I think it was the Sony CEO came out and he did a whole spiel on like how they want to hopefully like make it better because they know it's so
Yeah, I
hard
saw
for
that. Yeah.
yeah, because my buddy was like, yeah, dude, he's like, when I take both my kids to the movies, we spend like $120 easily. I'm like, that's
Mhm.
crazy. Like, you might as well, buy the physical. I mean, you could buy four of the physical media when it comes out
Right.
for
right.
all
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
friends. Yeah.
By the
And you
digital, the
have it forever.
physical.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a way that I mean, look, that this would be a change of like I don't know, a 100+ year method, but I mean, if they sold a movie ticket and they gave you a physical version of the
That's
movie,
a smart. Yeah. That's super
like
smart.
I think that'll get a ton of people into the theaters, like big time. And then you sell
That's
a collector's
actually really
edition
smart.
or a director's copy, or even if you want to make it cheaper, because physical media costs money to manufacture, you get a QR
Does
code for your digital
Mhm.
Yep.
download
I was
on a
just gonna say, get something you can scan later.
and
They're
for
they're
Mhm.
four
kind of
tickets,
doing
you get
that.
one QR code.
They're doing it the opposite of that, but there's a popcorn bucket you can buy at Walmart of all places that's coming out of Grogu for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and you buy I think the bucket's like $28 or something. But you can bring it to the movie theater, but you also get a ticket to go see the movie when it comes out when you buy the
Right.
bucket. So I get not quite the same thing, but like you get to go
Yeah.
get a ticket to the movie, but you're also getting this collector's, Grogu bucket or whatever. I think that's
Mhm.
smart too. Or
Yep.
like tie it in with you got all these freaking popcorn buckets coming did you guys see the Masters of the Universe, the live action one's about to come out?
No.
They have
What
there's like
is
yeah, so the guy who directed Bumble or right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bumblebee. Yep,
Bumblebee, and then
F.
he
Gary
also
Gray.
directed the what was that Camelot,
Oh yeah,
the kid King
the
Arthur. It did pretty well. It
hmm
was well received, but he's a
the kid
pretty
who would
solid
be king or
director.
something.
But he's doing a live action. The first trailer just came out, and it actually looks pretty badass. In the early test screenings, people said it's great. They said
who do
it's so
they
much
have
fun.
playing Prince Adam and He-Man?
He's not a guy that I'm familiar with.
Is he
Yeah,
like
he's kind of an
is he like
unknown.
a bodybuilder Jack dude, or do they have two different
He's
versions?
Yeah,
he's pretty jacked, like, but he's not like Arnold jacked. But
his
he's
name is
himself. He's got some.
Nicholas Galzatine.
Hmm
And he was also in
Does he look bigger than Dolph Lundgren when he played He-Man?
I
I don't
don't
think so.
know. I mean, maybe because he looks like he's shorter than like but he might be more muscular than I can't tell for sure, but he's not really a big. I mean, he has a lot of stuff on his credits, but nothing that was like really big. Um, Jared Leto is playing Skeletor.
Nice. That's
Um,
that works. I
Well,
can
and
see.
Yeah,
he actually looks like because you don't obviously see the real Jared Leto face, so like he's honestly probably just doing the voice. But um,
Allison Brie is.
oh yeah, Allison Brie's in it.
Yeah,
Idris Elba is playing the guy
Man at Arms.
with the I think so, yeah, with the big helmet, the like
Yeah, Man at
yeah
Arms. So
man at arms,
are they
man at
going
arms.
with more of a? So I guess they're going with more of a classical styling for this movie, or are they going with like a total offshoot like they did the last time?
No, I think this one looks more like fantastical than like the Dolph Lundgren. Like it looks like it's more
Based
towards
on
the
the
like
cartoon.
it
the
looks
80s. Yeah,
like.
exactly. The 80s
So the
Nice.
cartoon.
style would be like Ragnarok or Thor, like the original Thor, where it's like he's on Earth in normal, and then he has to go to
Eternia.
the
Yeah,
yeah, and it's completely fantastical and
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy crazy visuals and all that stuff. So
that's
But what I was getting at is like they just put out the photos. There's probably 6 masters. There's a sword you can buy
oh
that's
yeah,
like
it's
fits
the
your
drink. It's
soda
a
inside,
soda.
and it's like
You
the
twist.
actual sword. They
Oh,
have the
sick.
They have the Castle Grayskull, that's a popcorn bucket. It's like a huge it's like it looks like a toy set, but it's a popcorn bucket. They have another Grayskull one with the He-Man figure and Skeletor on it. That's another popcorn bucket. I think there's like 6 or 7 for this movie that are coming out.
That's
And
amazing.
kids today are so lucky. I remember back when I was growing up, like it was a miracle that we found a Castle Grayskull from a like garage sale. Like
like
all
the
the stickers
Mattel
were
one.
stripped off. Yeah, like the
Yeah.
OG one. All the stickers were stripped off. It was missing all the extra parts. And I like my dad, his I guess godchild, my dad's brother's sons were about 10 years older than we were. So when he was raising them as an uncle, he was watching all the cartoons, big into Thundercats and, He-Man and all this stuff. So he raised us on He-Man and Thundercats. But the toys were out of production. So all of our toys came from garage sales for those series. And so, I mean, I've got like almost a full collection of He-Man toys, but they almost all are like, they're garage sale toys. I didn't know the difference as a kid. Like I just loved that I had the toys. Like
Right.
the toy I got when my brother was born was Vulture Man. Like that was a huge deal. Like
Nice.
they were like, your little brother wants to give you Vulture Man, and so like he gave him in the hospital. I was like, oh, I gotta go play with him and all the other toys. Like this is the best brother ever.
Yay. I
So
love
That's
that feel.
awesome.
Yeah, new toys, especially when you were a kid. That was the best. Like all the
Mhm.
play sets and I had all the
Hmm
like I remember they had all these different Michael Keaton Batmans that came out. They were like Scuba Batman and then there
yeah,
was like a play set where they had like the Bat Cave and there was a little like door that you could put the figure on and he would like you'd spin it and he was Bruce Wayne and then
yes,
you'd take the figure out. I was like, this is everything to me. I
dude.
love it.
I remember all that. We used to have like giant wars in our house with
Yeah.
like so it would be whether it's GI Joe or Marvel. Like I remember one of the specific memories I have is we'd set up all our Marvel toys, and I was like, okay, the war is set, and I was like the director in this sense. Like I'd be
I'm
like,
gonna
okay,
check on it real quick.
yep, here's the position. These are where all the figures are going to be. These are the Fantastic Four is fighting Galactus, whatever it is. But we got to wait for Dad to get home, and like my dad would come home and he'd do all the voices for all the characters, and we'd have like a whole orchestrated war with me, my brother, and my dad, and like you do what the kids like. Take the two figures.
Yeah,
Come
total
back.
imagination. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was, and that's what I hopefully get Anya into. That's why we've started her with, all the good Marvel superheroes. We've got her focused on. They came out with these kids books from the original comics, like the Jack Kirby comic books, but they're
Oh yeah,
kids books.
Nice.
So we've been reading her all the.
nice. No,
Now,
that's great, man. Just anything, especially early on. Like, I don't think people realize how much like fantasy and imagination and especially comic books, like how far that can go for the development of a child. Like
Mhm.
it's a very key because a lot of I had friends growing. I mean, I think Spring had the way he grew up. He probably didn't get to watch a lot of that like fantastical stuff. Like
No.
we were very
No,
spoiled as a kid.
I wasn't able to watch He-Man. It
Yeah,
was evil because it was the power of Grayskull is evil
yeah.
and it's sorcery and you're gonna go to hell. So
I had
yeah.
friends growing up that they couldn't watch
I'm
like
sorry to hear that.
yeah, I had friends growing up, they couldn't watch, like, something, minor like The Simpsons or, like,
Yeah, I
you
didn't
know
watch The Simpsons
yeah,
either. Yeah, I
like,
couldn't watch The
their
Simpsons.
parents just were like, because
Uh,
at the time, that was pushing the boundaries, I guess, even though it
I,
wasn't.
so
I
like
don't.
when I first graduated college and my first job was at a church and we had people in that church that wouldn't let their kids watch Harry Potter because it's witchers and warlocks. And I was like, so we actually like introduced them to Harry Potter and it's like, oh, this was pretty good. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It's a kid's book. Like chill. you know, but you can't just like, I don't judge them for it, but it's like, like let's just be a little bit more open, recognize that like these are stories that are telling us. And I said, if anything, it's good versus evil, and the good guys win. So, that's what we want.
Right, you can't beat that. And I know
Yeah.
that growing up, like the one show I was not able to watch, and it was after I remember the Columbine shooting, was
Mm,
South Park, because the
yeah.
news was like, "Oh, South Park caused the Columbine shooting," and that was like a huge story back in the '90s, and that was obviously like the first, known, big thing that happened like that. And I know my parents at that time were like, I'd just gotten the shirt with like all the South Park characters on it because it was very cool to watch South Park at that time. I
Mm-hmm.
was like fourth grade or third grade, and it was like, oh, like you're a rebel for watching South Park, and that happened, and all the news media was like, no, it was this show that caused this shooting and all this stuff, and
Right.
then my parents were like, you're done watching it, never again. I'm like, well, I mean, we still watched it kind of, but like it was like the
Mm-hmm.
thing that parents would come down the stairs and be like, "You're watching this, stop watching it." And it was like very weird as a kid because you're
Mm-hmm.
like, I never connected,
Yeah.
obviously, like
Yeah.
it was very confusing as especially a younger kid where you're not even close to your teenage years yet. Like, what? Like this caused that? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just a show, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It's
Yeah.
just they tried to do that with video games too, and like
Right.
do a whole thing about like, oh yeah,
Or
video
music.
games cause violence, and it's like,
Yeah.
do they
Or
really cause violence? Like, I don't
Yeah.
really.
yeah. They want to like sue Marilyn Manson for his
Yeah.
That's
music
right.
because he like they listen to Marilyn Manson or whatever. It's like no, like music doesn't kill people. Guns kill people. I mean, I want to get political. Sorry.
No, but
But
still, yeah, no.
but music doesn't kill people. TV shows don't kill people. It's people can kill people. So,
Well, and a
Right.
lot of it's just mental health. Like
yeah.
nobody takes mental health serious, so that's
No,
the
Right.
they don't.
issue.
Yeah, and we could go down a whole rabbit hole here, which I'll avoid. But in terms of Marilyn Manson, there's a great interview with him where he's being interviewed. I forget what news channel it is, but it's from the '90s or whatever, and someone's like sitting on like a cobblestone brookway, like near a park, and they're like, and he's wearing all the makeup, but his level of intelligence is obviously like way higher than anyone would ever expect, and he's directly answering all these questions in such an intelligent way. It's like the person interviewing him is A, caught off guard because obviously underestimated his intelligence level, and B is like, I don't know how to answer what you're redirecting this question as, because obviously she doesn't either have an answer or can't answer because it would destroy the narrative that was trying to be built in the interview. And it was just very telling of the way media works, which I think we all are a lot savvier to now. We have all seen enough of this. We've lived long enough to see kind of like exactly what we're talking about with South Park and video games and Marilyn Manson. The people that don't understand something are always very quick to be like, well, that's obviously the thing that's causing the problem that I didn't have to deal with. And it's like, well, I mean, that's a very easy way to consolidate the entire world into very easily understandable thing, but it doesn't really mean it's true. So
exactly. Well, cool, guys. Man, this has been so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, Kyle. This has been so cool. Thank you for introducing me. I know Josh has already seen it, but thank you for introducing me to One Cut of the Dead. I really enjoyed it. It was like the great, like half of it was like a great zombie movie, and then it was like a fun, like entertaining, second half too. So it was great. Great.
I'm so happy that you enjoyed it, and thank you both for having us. I know Anya started stirring on the little monitor we had up here, so Erin ran to
super mom.
Yeah.
Always, she's the best. So but I got to hang out with you guys a little longer, which was nice. And
you guys are always welcome, that. But this has been great. I mean, we appreciate any time you can share with us. I know it's difficult with your schedule and stuff. So,
you guys are family. This is always a blast, and this is just. Well, thank you very much.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, we can't wait for the creators conversation. That'll be.
Yeah.
We can't wait.
Hit us up when we feel like it's a good thing for when the autonomous comes out and stuff. So.
Oh, absolutely. I'll have Erin shoot you guys a message. And I look forward to hanging out and kicking it some more. And I just wish you both the best and your families all the best. And, everyone out there all the best. And just send in love. And thank you so much. This has been awesome. And I'm so happy that you enjoyed the movie. You have to watch it again with the lights off and the sound up.
Yeah. We will. I will.
But
yeah, it's good. Guys. Cool. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah.
See ya.
Right, thanks, guys. Take care.